Hello and welcome back to Lorehammer. I'm one of your many hosts, Mark, and we got an exciting episode today. We're talking about nothing else except bolters this episode. Do you think we can talk for 2 hours about bolt guns? I think we can. It's the coolest fucking weapon. If you know anything about them, they're like fully automated rocket launchers that will explode fleshy targets. But yeah, we'll get into it. The Holy Bolter is awesome. We got a bunch of people joining this episode. First up, I think that's Court, judging by his relic query, but I don't know who's under the helmet.
Ah!
It is.
He's also muted.
It is me. Yes, I am here. Sorry, I saw Logan trying to be tactical with his vest because of the episode that we're in. So I was like, you know what? Fine, fuck it. I'm going to wear my skydive helmet just for a moment because, yeah, why not? So I'm here.
Safety first, kids.
And I'm very excited. Oh, shit.
I brought my full-size printed chainsaw just in case, too.
So,
no,
Mark,
this is an episode on bolters.
We all brought a prop, Mark. Where's your prop?
My only weapon I carry around with me is holstered right now, so I'll save that for the wife for later. But we got an episode of bolter porn ahead of you, as Jack says in the chat there. Bolters all day, every day, from storm bolters to heavy bolters to combi bolters, which are just shittier storm bolters. But we'll talk about different bolter patterns, all types of fun stuff. But before we get into it, some quick housekeeping. Come join the Discord. It's a cool place.
It is a cool place. If you come in, you'll usually see me, Court, Mark, the other co-hosts, and a lot of you guys from the chat come in, and we have a lot of fun conversations while I try to gaslight Mark into saying something funny. So come on in, tell us your favorite channel, and join the chat.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And if you're trying to get on the show, or like get into live streams, the Discord's the best place to be to kind of weasel your way into the community. So come join. There's links in the description below and all that kind of stuff.
And speaking on the Discord, I think sometimes there's a little bit of hesitation to like, this community is already like pre-established. How do I jump in here and say hello and whatnot? Just do it. Every single person on here is super cool. Like we want to reach out, hang out, and talk and meet the listeners of the show. So just do it. But speaking of the show, if you like what we do here, you want to support these gentlemen and the mission that we have of bringing you the lore of Warhammer, please join the Imperial Tithe and support the show. Ad-free version is only $2.50 a month, so you don't have to deal with fucking ads. $5 a month. Live streaming. You get to join us here, and Christian's going to tell you a little bit more about the live stream, what you get with $5 a month.
So for $5 a month, you get live chat room during the show, which is pretty awesome. So you can interact with all of us, or Mark, hide your thoughts down there, or Court. And then you also get to call in a guest at the end of the episode too.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun doing the call and guess. Shit, Chris, sorry, man. I didn't even introduce you. We just got going, cool. And you, Court, and Logan are already friends, so I feel like the vibe was already going with it. But yeah, welcome to the show, man. And it's always fun meeting new people.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, before we get into it,
well, before we get into that, because we just talked about Christian, I just want to highlight both of these guys here because they're good friends of mine. And I got to say, these two dudes do a lot for our community here in Arizona. We'll get into it, obviously, with some plugs and whatnot. But truly, these two guys are fantastic gentlemen. And I'm so excited to have Christian on the show. Different Christian because we've already kicked the other Christian out multiple times.
We never tried a replacement. We tried we tried kicking them out, but now we're gonna just try the replacement.
Yeah, but I gotta say, this is awesome. I'm so excited to be part of this because these guys both do so much for not just like the gaming community, but like Warhammer in general. And Mark, obviously, being Mr. Lorehammer, like the aura in this four-way,
he is the Lorehammer.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, we'll have to do a competition, nominate your Lorehammer hero. They're doing that right now, based solely on this episode. So out of the four of us, that's your only options. But who you like the most, go nominate. Yeah, so you guys all live together down in Phoenix or whatever. You guys have got your cool little hobby shop going.
Yeah,
but yeah,
Court, actually, we used to work at the same game store.
Yep, different times. different times.
Different
but
times.
And then in between Christian and Court, I volunteered and was running the 40K tournaments for a while I was in school.
Yeah. Hydra Thoughts basically like pseudo worked there. You were TO for a lot of the stuff I was running.
Oh,
Anytime I didn't know a rule, I'd be like, yo, can you help me?
Yeah.
I'm in the middle read to you.
I'm in the middle of playing. I'm like, that's wrong.
Like
that's wrong.
minutes.
Good to go.
I'll never let go of that game with my Blood Angel Scouts.
That was your fault. He picks the mission. He was in charge of picking missions, so he picks one where olding troops can score, and he brought a mean Blood Angels list, but it had one troop. I had 3
units of scouts.
I had 3 units of scouts. So I just killed all of the scouts turns one
before my first turn.
Yeah,
I was like, I can't even score. I scoop.
Yeah, he could never score. And I was like, well, if I get 1 point, then I win. But if I don't get the point, we could tie.
Do you remember the cheese that you did though? The cheese.
Oh yeah. So this was
Centurion Devastators were where?
So in 8th edition, you couldn't punch up through things. So I put Centurion Devastators on the top of a ruin, and they had full view of the map because it was a shorter map. So I just put them up there and went, that's dead, that's dead, that's dead. Because Raven Guard also had a teleport thing then. So I was just like, these go here.
You still had Chaplain Dreadnoughts back then too, didn't you?
Oh yeah, we did. Oh, it was so fun.
Nice.
So glorious.
Wow.
Yes. I miss playing. I haven't played in fucking years. I wish I could, but now I just daydream, I guess.
Yeah.
Chris, you have a little 3D print shop, called Belly of the Brush, or is that correct?
Yeah, that is me. So Belly of the Brush actually started off when I worked at that game store. I was doing like painting classes, and I always thought like Belly of the Brush is, Belly of the Beast, play on words, but also at the same time, kind of like a Zen, like you find your inner peace usually, like, I don't know if when you paint, you throw on your headphones, you listen to a book or, something like that. And then it kind of evolved into just like, almost like a toy maker. That's kind of how I, think of myself as, 3D printing for, resin miniatures, whether, it's bits, full on models, different games, FDM printing, like I just showed that chainsword. I printed that off, for props, terrain, something I'm actually looking towards in the future is like getting into like dice making. I just got into laser etching. So like, I kind of want to be a manufacturer for like gaming and gaming accessories. And that's kind of where we're at now is, we operate out of, it's a two stall garage. I ship worldwide. So yeah.
Nice. What's the best place to like get a hold of you? Because I'm already like, okay, I got 3D bits that I need. I'm looking at some World Eaters. I need some shields done up. I need some stuff. So how do we get a hold of you?
Great question. So there are multiple ways to find me. Hopefully not through the government. No. So easiest way would be bellyofthebrush@gmail.com. I also have my own website. It's bellyofthebrush.com. Pretty simple. At the bottom of the front page, there's like a custom inquiries where you can, put your name, your email, and what you're asking. I'll get a direct message through there. If you have me on Discord, you can get me on Discord. I'm just Belly of the Brush.
Nice. I know there's like a billion fucking 3D printing shops, and there's some huge ones, but I think what's nice about like just so many is you can kind of go to like a guy like you and look them in the eyes and have a conversation. This is what I'm actually trying to accomplish here. And you can actually really work with some of these, smaller vendors like yourself or whatever. So even though there's might be bigger options, definitely try out somebody personal and get that personal touch.
And the way I think about it,
go ahead. No,
I was going to say the way I think about it, to speak on what you said there, is the big guy already, they earn their cheese already. They don't have to try as hard. It's always the little guy that has to try a little bit harder than the bigger guy. So they're going to go above and beyond to make sure it's like, okay, let me make sure my detail is either on par or exceeding one of those bigger companies that is already making their money, that like they can afford to, do a $300 return because somebody wasn't happy with their order. Like I need to make sure that every one of my orders is, if I wouldn't use it, I wouldn't send it.
Yeah, no, exactly. Well, so that personal touch, man.
I can attest to that too. So as a testimonial, like Christian has printed so much for me. We started with Trench Crusade stuff. I have every single warband for Trench Crusade. I got my official Trench Crusade stuff. And I'm going to tell you right now, and I don't want to bash them too much because they did a lot, but like it was subpar to what Christian printed. I literally I truly messaged the studio that did the Trench Crusade printing, and I was like, hey guys, there's broken pieces, there's warped stuff. Some of the prints didn't turn out super well. They are going to make it right. But Christian's prints every time are awesome, solid. And now he's printing all the 1490 Doom stuff for me. He's got terrain going for me.
So you're going to help
love
this man
it.
retire just solo then, hey?
Basically. Yeah.
I'm hoping so. I'm hoping he's going to help me retire.
Once direct deposit just goes right into Christian's account. He doesn't
Yeah.
get paid. He's just like
half to the government, half to Christian.
It's fine by me because it is well worth it. Truly, like I'm telling you,
thank you so much.
Like this man does amazing work, and I'm excited to keep working with you and doing some stuff. So,
yeah. Man, I'm not the king of personal touches. We all know Eric is the king of personal touches around here. I haven't been touched by him in a long time, but they have lasting power. Let me tell you that. But
I remember the days of like Eric just a little leg touch here, just like just randomly on the like
always so high up on the leg too.
High. Was it?
Yes. So high. Well, anyways, that's a nice little intro. We're all warmed up. Today's episode, we're doing bolters, man. We're going to talk about the history of the bolter. I'll describe what a bolter is. We're going to talk about standard bolter ammunition, as well as a bunch of different other bolter ammunition types. There's a fucking round for everything. Are you trying to shoot a bullet like long distance? They got rounds that are like super long distance. You want underwater bolts? You got everything, man. I'm looking at like 23 pages of notes and like 12 of them.
Go gadget bolter.
Yeah, 12 of them are just different bolt rounds. So it's going to be a lot of different types of effects and specialties. Like what a versatile weapon that you can kind of just load these different little shells into it, these bolts, and go on. So we'll talk about the construction as well, different patterns. You know, there's the famous Godwin, but there's also the cool Phobos and many other different types of patterns. And yeah, that's kind of what we're going to get up to here.
Cool. Well, let's get into it. Let's just kind of do an overview here. So the bolter, what is the bolter? The bolter is revered as the bolt gun, and it stands out as one of the most brutal, sanctified industrial instruments of destruction wielded by the Imperium of man. Forged of war and steeped in holy machine oil, it unleashes mass-reactive shells that detonate with righteous fury, pulverizing the unworthy with sacred explosive vengeance. If you're not excited off of that paragraph alone, oh man. Yeah. Oh man.
I heard pulverize the unworthy and I smiled.
Yeah.
Like these things, they just turn you to pulp. I think one of the best representations is like Space Marine 1 was really good, and you're just unmolding bolter rounds into orcs and they're just chunks are just flying off them. Fucking tight.
Yeah. The bolter is bound to the Adeptus Astartes by oath and legacy, its thunderous bark echoing in their divine purpose. Though forged for the angels of death, its iron weight and brutal lethality see it carried by other Imperial forces as well. Its wrathful shells tear apart armor and flesh alike. The traitor legions still cling to the ancient patterns used before their fall, wielding archaic but devastating relics of their damned past. The bolter serves as a rugged, mid-ranged war relic between the compact bolt pistol and the roaring bulk of the heavy bolter. Standard Astartes patterns are massive steel beasts in the hands of mortal men. Yet human-forged variants allow the battle sisters of Adeptus Sororitas to unleash the Emperor's judgment with equal zeal and ferocity. For both the Space Marines and the Sisters of Battle, the bolter is not merely a weapon, it is a consecrated tool of the Emperor's wrath. Each is tended with ritual precision, its machine spirit placated with oils, prayers, and meticulous rites, so its fury is never dulled. Probably a lot of light little personal touches, too. Countless war hymns and maintenance rituals ensure the bolter remains ever ready to deliver devastation. Every Astartes bears a bolter painstakingly fashioned by chapter artificers or sacred forge worlds of the Mechanicus. Each stage of its forging is accompanied by invocations, mechanical benedictions, and the imprinting of the wielder's genetic authority. These war engines respond only to the sons of the Emperor, locked to the sacred essence of the Adeptus Astartes, and forged to kill without hesitation. Wow. Now, if you hear that and go, that's rad, I'm new to the game, don't really know what this is, it is your standard I hesitate to say machine gun because that's just the image we get. It's not a machine gun. It's
No.
not a machine gun. However,
It's an assault
that's
rifle.
the image. It's a Space Marine gun. It is the Space Marine gun. So if you're new and whatnot, cool, all good, welcome. But I know we just nerded out and said a bunch of fancy words, but this is the Space Marine gun.
Not to get too
It
much
is.
into it, isn't just a standard issue bolt gun like the size of like a normal, like my torso? The thing is huge.
It's huge.
So it's
Yeah.
funny you bring that up
Huge.
because there's a creator in Arizona that we're not friends with. She's the Imperial Saint on TikTok, but she's 3D printing Horus right now. But she 3D printed a Space Marine on her own, and she actually has a video where she's holding a 3D printed auto bolter, and it's about the same size as she is.
Yeah, they're huge, and like the ammunition, I want to say like they're like the size of like soda cans. Again, without getting too much into it, but like huge,
it's like
absolutely massive.
Looking at her picture, it's probably the size of this cup is the size of the shell.
Yeah.
One thing too about the bolter is like it's got this misconception about being almost delicate and like in constant need of maintenance. Like when we're reading that, like it says like they're always concentrating it and doing all these rites and benedictions on it. But man, the bolter is reliable. They do all that to keep it reliable. Like it's a durable weapon. If you even just look at how bricky and blocky it is, you could run that shit over with a tank and it's still going to be going. But yeah, all those extra little invocations and all that kind of stuff just really bump it over the top. It's not that they need it to keep that going. It's not that it needs its daily oil to keep the bolter working. It's you do it because you love your bolter, because it's holy, it's precious.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta take care of your weapon. It'll take care of you.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about the history of the bolter. The bolt gun, called the bolter in reverence and fear, has long stood as the sacred standard of the Adeptus Astartes, a brutal war engine carried since the Angels of Death first bled for the Imperium. Yet, this dominion was not always so. In the earliest ages, the proto-legions wielded Volkite weapons, which are so much cooler in my opinion, relic thermal engines born of pre-imperial craft, forged in the dark crucible of the Age of Strife. Compact yet monstrous in power, these ancient killers could vaporize foes with merciless thermal fury. But the Volkite relics proved too rare, too laborious, and too demanding even for the Mechanicum's most hollowed forges. The roaring expansion of the Great Crusade devoured their limited supply, and their short reach punishing upkeep made them ill-suited to the relentless warfare of humanity's rebirth. Once common in the hands of early legions, these god machines faded from as the heresy neared, replaced by the far more rugged, adaptable, and brutally utilitarian terrain bolter. A weapon of industrial savagery, the bolter hurls mass-reactive warheads that punch through armor before erupting in explosive judgment. Each shell is a concentrated missile of mutilation, and the deafening roar of its fire, joined with the wet detonations of sundered flesh, I love that, strikes terror and awe into all those who witness its wrath. It is the perfect tool of shock warfare, a thunderous hymn to destruction. To an Astartes, the bolter is not merely a firearm. It is a consecrated badge of the Emperor's Chosen, a sacred embodiment of mankind's dominion. In his gauntleted, that is such a mean word that you put in there for me. In his gauntleted grasp, it becomes a divine conduit of annihilation. Its roaring bursts, a litany of war. Its recoil, a prayer to the holy engines of death. Forged only by master artisans, each bolter is a heavy-duty relic wrought from the highest alloys and sanctified components. Even its mass-reactive bolts demand specialized forges and cannot be crafted without ritual precision. The weapon's machined spirit must also be appeased, its mechanisms purified, its rights upheld. Every Space Marine devotes meticulous devotion to its care, tending to the bolter with sacred maintenance, lest its wrathful spirit grow silent or spiteful. That would be crazy. You didn't pray to your bolter and now your gun won't go off in the middle of a fight.
Yeah, like they actually got little mini machine spirits in here that can happen.
Yeah.
And you get like bolters that end up having personalities and stuff. Like you try to aim it up and the scope's like trying to drag your gun down a little bit. Like, okay, so you like shooting out people's knees. I get it, bolter. I get it.
I'm picturing one being like a bratty girlfriend, like, you didn't talk to me, so I don't want to now. No, it's fine. You don't want to talk to me. I don't want to do this either. It's fine. It's okay.
I'm going to jam you right up.
Yeah, I'm a jam you right up. You didn't treat me right. I'll find a space marine that will.
Fuck.
Jeez.
Rugged,
All right.
adaptable, and brutally utilitarian, man. I love that. I love the adaptability too, like I was saying with like just different bolts. Even though bolts are incredibly tough to make, there's so many different types and just so many places that are making them and pumping out just bolt after bolt. And
Oh yeah, they have like whole like worlds and planets, and I mean probably like galaxies. Just like make bullets, make guns.
yeah.
Is there I don't know if you know, Mark, but there's a giant outdoorsman store and gun store called Bass Pro Shop, and it's a giant pyramid here in the US. I'm just picturing somewhere there's a Bass Pro Shop floating in space that just makes bolters and ammo for them.
Yeah.
The Bassicanicum
Yes.
Protarium or something like that.
Bass Bolt Shop.
Yeah.
Oh, no, Mass Bolt Shop. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
They sell Ripper swarms as bait.
I loved when you said wet detonation. That was just so fun.
That was
There'll be a
Did you
couple
have-
of those throughout the episode
Wow.
for sure. as
Did
we
you have
really-
some wet detonation, Court?
Man, it was. I just combined them and it was like a wetination.
what a nation.
Jax's bolter only likes shooting demons. What about Xenos? No. Only demons for Jax's bolter.
He's a xenophobic bolter.
Come on, guys. This is the 41st millennium.
Yeah, humans are united. It's the dirty Xenos that need to go.
Yeah.
It's like all those memes. Me on my way to remind aliens they weren't made in God's image, and it's just Space Marines annihilating a planet.
Yeah.
All right. So to get a little bit more into the description of these bolt guns, as we were talking before, the bolter is a massive .75 caliber sanctified assault engine. Its brutal weight far exceeds that of mortal grade Imperial arms like the las gun. Though its compact, blocky frame is shorter, forged without a traditional stock, it is gripped like an oversized pistol or brutal subgun, built for the iron fists of post-human warriors rather than the fragile men. So kind of like talk about what we were talking about before is like how big these things are. They're holding these one-handed. They're massive, but they're just doing it one-handed. Like, yep, easy, bro.
Yeah. Like bolters do have kickback as well, but when we get into the way bolt shells operate, it does help a little bit. But still, man, they're massive. It's like holding a human out one-handed.
Yeah, right. And then Astartes warplate renders a stock both cumbersome and unnecessary, for their armor absorbs recoil and stabilizes the weapon's wrathful discharge. Yet certain rites of war demand precision, and so extended barrels and M40 targeter arrays are sometimes affixed, transforming the bolter into a heavy-duty stalking weapon. These sniper variants, the stalker pattern bolters, unleash blessed silent shells to strike unseen and unchallenged. Though many Imperial forces bear bolt weapons, none wield the monumental fury of the firstborn Astartes. I'm sorry, is that 5B?
Yeah, 5B.
5B. Godwin pattern. This colossal war relic dwarfs the lesser patterns borne by the Adeptus Astartes on heroic officers of the Astra Militarum. Its raw mass and savage recoil are so punishing that no unaugmented human could hope to lift it, let alone survive firing such a sacred engine of destruction. No, I can't help but think of like one of those videos, like a really small person trying to, fire like a desert eagle, and it just recoil, like punches them in the face. Just right through the head, though.
I always think it's funny when they're like, "Oh, it's an honor for the Astra Militarum to have a bolt pistol." It's like, cool, you have my scraps. To a Space Marine, it's like, yeah, you've got my pistol. Good for you, buddy.
My sloppy seconds.
Yeah, good for you. You have my backup gun. Are you gonna shoot that? Or Can you hold it? Oh, good.
Yeah, I think if I was a
job.
guardsman, I would still want a las pistol. You know, that bolt pistol, while fun, yeah, after 1 or 2 shots, your wrist's fucked. It doesn't have unlimited ammo like your las pistol.
Yeah,
But
that's fair. That's fair.
man, it's cool still.
Yeah, and then so it's a consecrated creation of the Adeptus Mechanicus. The Godwin pattern has armed the Space Marines for millennia untold. Its lineage traced to ancient STC lore older than the Imperium itself. While chapters maintain unique, revered variants such as the Blood Angels Angelus or the Space Wolves Fenris pattern, the Godwin remains the canonical sacred bolter of the Firstborn as declared in the Codex Astartes, the primary instrument of Battle Brothers' holy wrath. This venerable pattern bears a built-in ammunition register that displays remaining bolts upon its casing and within the auto senses of an Astartes helm. Its sinister lock feeds a curved steel tooth magazine of 30 mass-reactive shells, capable of unleashing 4-round bursts of brutal, explosive judgment with a single command. The Godwin also houses a sanctified biometric core within its grip, recognizing only the gene-wrought essence of an Astartes and denying all others. Its integral targeting link bonds with a warrior's armor to guide each shot with sacred precision. When fired, a bolter emits a thunderous mechanical roar, the ignition of propellant followed by the violent detonation of the bolt as it tears its blessed path through the enemy.
Yeah, we're getting a little bit more details of how this operating. I love the 4-round burst. I don't know what the fuck you're shooting 4 bolter shells at in one go, and hoping that it's like, okay, hopefully that stopped it. But yeah, this ignition propellant followed by the violent detonation. It's this cool 2-phase gun where you get your initial like, the hammer hits the pin or whatever the fuck, and then it shoots the bullet. But then as soon as that bullet's out of the chamber, then the bolt itself ignites another layer of accelerant, shooting it further. So it's a super unique rifle like that.
It is. And call me silly, but this is the one thing in all of 40K that drives me insane. There's no way 30 rounds fit in that magazine.
You
With
get
the
out
size
of here.
of that
totally
bore,
agree.
there's no way. It's like I can suspend disbelief
like
on
a
how
6-foot magazine.
the Storm Raven can fire. I can or fly. I believe that. The giant thing, the bricks, I can believe. Oh yeah, those fly because of X, Y, Z. And then I look at that picture where I could see the shells in the side, and I'm like,
Yeah,
there
10,
are not
maybe.
30 in there. There are 6,
Yeah.
maybe 7. And they're like,
Maybe
no, it's 4 round.
Look at
burst.
that.
I'm
Look
like,
at that one right there, Mark. The middle. Sorry, go up a little bit. That one right there. Click that. Yeah. Let's count.
Oh.
1, 2, 3, 4. There's probably 7 total where you can't see. Maybe 6.
Also, continuing a thing, because this was a problem that the French had with the FAMAS. It's 4 round burst, which means it fires 7.5 bursts.
Oh gosh.
Why does it fire 7.5 bursts? Also, you have 7 shots. Look how many shells are in there. Just say it fires 7 times instead of 7 times with 4 bursts. It just drives me insane.
Yeah, we could definitely go mad with bolter shell size and ammo size over the years, and just like also Astartes, they don't carry any ammo on them at all. And I know they're like super surgical hit and run, but you still need more than 7 bullets.
Yeah, I've never seen a single thing from GW where they fire doom, 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 and then reload. It's always they've been firing for a while and now they're reloading.
Yeah.
So they're acting like there's 30 shots in there. I don't believe it, but they're pretending there is.
Propaganda. GW propaganda once again.
Gotta scare the Xenos, man.
True. It is Imperial propaganda. Everything Mark says is Imperial propaganda. It's all lies.
That's true.
So, like all relics forged for the Angels of Death, Astartes bolters are engineered for transhuman strength and sanctified might. The sheer punishing mass of a Godwin pattern bolter renders it impossible for a mere human to bear without bracing gear, and its oversized grips defy mortal hands entirely. Even should a mortal fire such a weapon, the righteous recoil would tear a limb from bone and leave only ruin behind. So kind of like what I was saying before, is like you go to shoot it and you're just gone. No more arm. No more arm.
You don't need that arm.
No. But Imperial law forbids any non-Astartes from wielding these sacred engines of war anyways. and a decree reinforced by genetic lockouts that allow only a Space Marine to awaken the bolter's machine spirit. Any citizen caught with an Astartes grade weapon or even a single blessed bolt faces swift judgment from the Adeptus Arbites. Yet certain patterns like the Godwin, Deaz, or Locke are tempered for unaugmented warriors and entrusted to elite officers of the Astra Militarum or Arbites who demand brutal stopping power. The bolter... Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say Arbites is one of the words that I've never heard anyone say. I've always read it, so I thought it was Arbites.
I assume it's like think like Astartes. Like,
oh, I'm sure you're right.
But
in the 41st millennium, there aren't silent letters.
I was like, ooh, what are the Arbites? This is interesting. I'm like, wait a minute, am I stupid? I'm probably stupid.
Yeah, we could all use some high Gothic lessons every now and again. Like there should be a 6-month refresher course that everyone has to take if you're playing 40K.
Right. I would love to learn Latin, don't get me wrong. And I have a 6-year-old daughter right now that I'm like, she's learning how to read, and we're talking about, oh, if there's an E at the end and there's, the letter, the vowel there, the E is silent and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I'm going through some of these words. I'm like, man, I really hope I'm, like you said, I always thought it was Arbites. I'm like, and then you said that, I'm like, oh man, I said Arbites. I'm such a dummy.
Custodes. Right. That's a good one too. That will upset many people if you say custodes instead of custards, as is their
but the big old bananas.
Yeah.
Let's see. So the bolter's supreme advantage over the lasgun lies in its catastrophic lethality. Each mass-reactive shell strikes with crushing kinetic force before detonating in holy devastation. But its sacred power comes at a price: weight, complexity, and constant ritual maintenance. A lasgun may survive on simple prayers and routine cleansing for tens of thousands of shots, but a bolter demands a meticulous devotion. A veteran Astartes can strip and sanctify his bolter blindfolded, guided by centuries of practiced rites. Such mastery is impossible for mortal soldiers, and thus a simpler armament is required. Bolter ammunition is another burden, heavy, consecrated, and cumbersome compared to the easily recharged power cells of a lasgun. For the Astartes who wage war through overwhelming shock and relentless advance, this is no hindrance. But for mortal guardsmen on long campaigns or without hope of resupply, the risk of running dry is dangerously real. The bolt gun, however, is also blessedly adaptable. The Adeptus Astartes and the machine gun sanction numerous modifications, while other crafted by Battle Brothers remain unique to individual chapters. Scopes of varied types are often mounted despite power armor's enhanced auto-senses, tuned for spectral vision, heat signatures, or hostile traces to grant superior target acquisition. Drum magazines may replace the standard sickle clip, offering extended stores of devastating ammunition for sustained torrents of killing fire. Yet regardless of pattern or modification, a bolter remains an ancient, brutal relic of war. And should its blessed shells run dry, its heavy adamantine frame serves well enough to smash skulls and shatter bone beneath the Marine's inexorable wrath.
We were joking the other day for the World Eater episodes that with that pistol whip, you can be pistol whipping everyone with your bolt gun, and it's a melee weapon for World Eaters. That thing is rugged. You smash somebody overhead with that, they done.
Gives a whole new meaning to punch through his head.
Yeah, the ammo is definitely a thing, as we were kind of saying in this little bit here. You will run out of ammo pretty quick if you're doing hard battle. But we always got to remember, Space Marines have chapter serfs running behind them, running ammo lines, servitors constantly hauling up ammo crates and all that stuff. I read this one short story on Lorehammer Listener Lore that somebody wrote, and it was basically written from the perspective of one of those ammo runs running around the battlefield trying to keep all these Astartes able to fire their guns, and different ammo servitors are dying beside him and stuff, but he's like, I'm gonna make it to that Astartes, and he does, hands them the bolt and dies type thing. Fucking epic.
That's cool.
Yeah, it just the logistics of even on the battlefield of keeping these guns firing is fun. We'll move now to the construction of one of these blessed bolters. The bolter is a demanding, sacred engine of war, complex to forge and hunger for constant maintenance, making it impossible to issue widely across the Adeptus Militarum, or the Astra Militarum. Its standard pattern is simply too massive, too iron wrought, and unforgiving for any ordinary human or guardsman to wield with purpose. Compared to the rugged lasgun, the bolter is far more prone to fouling from grit or neglect, requiring rigorous training and disciplined rites the Imperial Guards cannot invest in its countless line troops. Its reliance on physical, heavy munitions rather than charged power packs also places a brutal strain on logistics. A single Astartes campaign can devour mountains of concentrated bolts, draining entire forges for the sake of relentless holy fire. Yet, the Space Marines are born for such weaponry. Their towering power armor magnified their gene-forged strength and anchors their bodies against the bolter's punishing recoil. The sacred auto-sensors of their armor link directly with the weapon's targeting lore, turning each shot into guided wrath. For warriors elevated beyond mortal limits, the bolter is not merely suitable, it is the perfect heavy-duty instrument carried as the primary arm of the Adeptus Astartes since the legions first strode to war at the dawn of the Great Crusade. Fucking mountains of bolt shells, man. Like you just picture like a Tyranid invasion where they're dropping down millions of bugs. So yeah, you're shooting millions of rounds of bolters, just like entire planets, like Chris was saying, just dedicated to the production of just bolter ammunition.
Yeah, I forgot what I was going to say. I had a thought and it just left me.
Happens to.
I'm kind of curious how running that many rounds through a weapon, how it's cooled, or like what is it made of that it's that heat resistant?
Oh, true.
I wonder if it's just like you have that two-stage little bit where where like, yeah, you have that first little charge to get it out, and maybe that doesn't heat it up enough, and then you really have the thrust once the bolt's actually left the barrel.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, man, you're just unloading and unloading. Eventually, they're gonna get red hot and melt. I'd imagine.
I have a thought. Maybe that because they're Astartes and the armor is already super tough, the glove and the back of the bolter are insulated enough that he can't feel it. But if a mortal touched it, it would probably burn him.
Oh, but yeah, I would take that for sure.
That's what I'd go
Sounds
with.
candid
Little
to
gets
me.
hot
Yeah.
bolter.
Yeah, the gets hot bolter.
Yeah.
It also doesn't run out of ammo. They just go they make that noise too in the middle of fire. Battle brother.
Yeah.
I'm good. All right, let's talk about their operation. Bolt weaponry is the sacred backbone of Astartes warfare. Brutal industrial relics that hurl consecrated 75 caliber mass-reactive rockets at hypersonic fury. Each bolt is a that's not true. Each bolt is a caseless. Oh, the cartridge part, maybe. I don't know. I don't like this part. Each bolt is a caseless, self-propelled warhead and self-forging missile of death shaped around a super dense core and diamantine tip. These shells are gauntleted stop putting gauntleted in my sentences. Are gauntleted sanctifiers munition, notoriously difficult to forge, costly to produce, and bound by the rites of appeasement to keep the machine spirits from tempting their wrath. Okay, I know we were complaining about them earlier, but in all GW media, you see them ejecting shells. Are they caseless or are they not?
Yeah, you know,
They're definitely not.
Yeah.
Pick a lane, GW.
Yeah,
But
that's kind of one of those old holdovers that just like always kind of sneaks in and is always up for debate. And then you also get some shells that are caseless, some are they're not. But yeah, I think in the vast majority of the cases, they have cases coming out the side that have all these cool little litanies of hate on them, you know. Purge the heretics flying out the side of your gun every time you're shooting. Like,
but even then, I'm pretty sure on some bases we've seen modeled cases like bolter cases.
Oh yeah, I just thought of another idea that would work with the 7 shells and let them fire the bursts like they're saying and be caseless and have a case at the same time. Are you guys ready for this?
Lay it on me.
So in each shell, there are 4 bolter rounds in it. So the thing strikes it, it fires all 4 of those at once, which is why the bore is so big, because they're rockets, it's not a rifle bore. And each one goes shoom, 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 and then it ejects the one shell. So you can get all of the stuff you want shoved into that cartridge. Just
So it's like a shotgun, but with bolter shells in it.
Kind of.
Pellets.
I'm thinking more like a taser cartridge, because modern tasers have up to 4 prongs that they can fire out of them. So you pull the trigger, first prong, second trigger, third trigger, and then when you're done, you take the cartridge out and put a new one in. Same thing. You fire 1, 2, 3, 4, shell out, new shell in, 1, 2, 3, 4, boom.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't say that in the lore, but I like that you tried so hard to sell that.
I am. I'm trying to make their contradictory lore work.
Yeah, it's the only way we can sleep at night. Otherwise, we'll be up counting bolt shells all night long. All night long.
As a master retconner, that's what I'm going with.
There we go. This is the actual answer from Damien Fee. Maybe Brits just don't understand firearms like Americans do. That's probably true. That's probably pretty true. Yeah.
So I did have one friend in England, and he actually did own a firearm. And he told me the ridiculous process he had to go through to actually get it and possess it. But he was like, yeah, I'm the only one in my whole area that has one. It's super cool.
Fuck.
Yeah,
you Americans are the best that way. You got a lot of cool shit.
We do.
You know, up in Canada, you could get guns where I lived, and I had a couple out on the farm, but not quite the same level. Like in America, you can get flamethrowers and fucking like Gatling guns if you can afford it.
Actually, there's
or make one.
Yeah, they just showed it at SHOT Show. There's a new Gatling gun that's battery powered. It uses AR barrels and operating rods, and the rest of it's 3D printed. So you can just ring.
No, they're coming with all sorts of stuff. I will say to one of those previous comments, the last time I slept with my gun, it never called me back. But
wasn't even that good. It was just
I've had better.
It was a high point.
You can get sawed-off rifles and shotguns in Canada. Yeah, that's illegal in the U.S.
Yeah, Canada. They did like this crazy gun buyback program, and they spent like $97 million on this gun buyback program, and they only bought like 10 guns back.
I saw that. I actually read that.
They're like, I'm not fucking selling you my gun, Canada. Are you crazy?
Did you see? There was a guy in Chicago. He 3D printed a bunch of functional firearms, and he sold them back to the city of Detroit for either $20 or $100 a pop.
Fuck yeah!
And then they changed the rules.
There we go.
Yeah, but then they changed the rules to it has to be a serialized firearm. So it was like, okay, so your goal was to get rid of ghost guns. Someone took advantage of it. Now you're not paying anyone for ghost guns.
So not to get too sidetracked here, just I'm kind of living through that 3D printing crisis right now. That and anybody that's into law wants to look a little bit more into it than I would. I guess Washington's trying to pass a bill to basically outright ban 3D printers to consumers.
Yeah,
just absolutely all of it.
Because of this whole, like, you can 3D print a gun and it's not traceable and blah, 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 blah. They're trying to use that as like, it sets a very scary precedent that if it does pass, that basically it's, if we're allowed to have 3D printers, is everything is going to be like in a database somewhere. Like they're going to have all of your information. They're going to know everything you print, etc. Or it's just going to be outright like, no, you can't, printers are only for, registered people's like guns,
Crazy.
So I strongly urge anybody. Yeah.
Is the ATF going to be in charge of the printers?
I'm just trying to print off war dollies, man. I want war dollies.
ATFP, alcohol, tobacco, firearms, and printers.
Make dollies, not war.
Make dollies, not war. True. All right. Continuing. Every bolt resides within a cartridge housing a small conventional powder charge. When fired, this charge smashes the shell from the barrel while simultaneously triggering its hardened fuel core, igniting only once. The bolt clears the muzzle to prevent catastrophic overpressure. So, Christian, there you go on how everything stays cool. This brutal two-stage firing rite preserves the bolter's iron frame while unleashing a rocket-thrusted projectile that accelerates under its own roaring power. The recoil remains savage but manageable to an Astartes gene-wrought strength. They're supposed to be relatively less powerful at extremely close range. Yeah, I can see that. That'd actually be kind of funny. Pull the trigger, this 2 stage doesn't go off, so it's just a slug that flies at you. Thunk.
Yeah, you shoot that at an orc. He's like, "Oh, I knew your gun didn't work." He's like, the power of belief so strong in him, he thinks, but yeah, no, just too close.
I love that for them. During the Great Crusade, legions wielded a host of calibers. Tigris patterns spat 60 caliber. Phobos patterns launched 70s, and the Ikanos pistols fired 50 caliber micro rockets. Yet by the 41st millennia, the 75 caliber standard reigned supreme, a heavy duty metric of destruction that balances lethality with manufacturability across the Imperium's forges. Once fired, a bolt's mass reactive detonator senses the sudden resistance of armor or flesh and triggers its explosive core within the target's body, transforming bone and viscera into obliterated ruin. Simultaneous impacts can reduce an enemy to unidentifiable remains. At point blank ranges, the detonator's minimum arming distance causes the round to punch through before exploding behind the target, though the sheer kinetic brutality still mangles anything in its path.
Okay, so that's what happens. You're still fucked if you get shot close range, and then it explodes behind you. One crazy thing too is like so the bolt goes inside of you, then it detonates and explodes, and then it basically creates like not only is there shrapnel from the bolt, but also like your exploding bone fragments are shooting out, causing shrapnel that way too. So like your bones are now impaling the guy beside you. Another guy gets hit by a fucking leg. Like they just explode you.
How traumatic! You hear a gun go off and then a leg lands on you. Ah!
It's not mine, is it?
Well, especially because you know what's coming. It's like, okay, cool. So if I don't get shot, there's a 9-foot tall monster that wants to talk to me.
Yeah, and even if that monster missed you, that bolt is exploding and still caught, like hitting you with shrapnel from somewhere. Like it's a great weapon.
So is the wound cauterized with how hot the shell is?
Is the shell
the like
is that like that landed in your lap? Is it still bleeding?
Is the shell hot before the secondary rocket goes off?
These are the questions.
Christian, can you 3D print this really quick and test it for us? Let us know how it goes.
Yeah. Quick, while we still can print guns, let's do this.
Yeah.
For legal reasons, this is a joke.
For my reasons, no, I'm kidding. It's a joke. That's very illegal, and Christian would never do that.
Correct.
All right. Handheld bolters can unleash rapid bursts of 3 to 4 rounds. Now we're switching to 3. 3 makes sense because you've got 10. 4 is dumb because it's 7.5.
It depends on the bolter, I guess, and depends on the pattern.
I'm salty.
Well, I wonder if they're all fully automatic. It's just built into a space marine to know how long to hold that trigger for that exact burst. Maybe.
Yeah. I know they do have like a toggle on the side that you can like set it from single to burst to fully automatic. Like you can do that fully automatic toggle as well on some patterns.
Semi, little giggle, full giggle. Let's do it. This limitation, of course, their effective range is limited by the absence of stabilizing booster stages. This limitation matters little. The bolter is an assault weapon meant to dominate brutal close quarter slaughter. Heavy bolters, by contrast, hurl large shells packed with extra propellant, granting them superior reach and annihilating power. Together, these sanctified weapons remain some of the most terrifying, heavy-duty instruments of death ever crafted by the Imperium. Industrial hymnals of explosive judgment in the hands of the Emperor's angels of death.
Fucking toyed.
Yep. Now, I know they sound really cool. It drives me insane that they're only like strength 4 and no AP on the tabletop. It's just like the most mid-profile possible. Like,
there's so many things that you could argue that though. Like there's so many things like, oh, it's all a best. It's all, but yeah. Like, what's the baseline? Like what's the baseline?
Yeah, all the lore is up here, and then you get to the table, and it's like, okay, well, we need to
make sure that everybody not playing Space Marines still has a fun time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you guys ever around when they came out with like movie Marine stat lines in the White Dwarf, where they basically made it like a squad of Space Marines that cost like 2,000 points? So it's like a joke army where you drop down 10 guys and they're like, they're wiping out everything. They had like 10 wounds and all that.
Oh, that's cool.
I didn't get that. I did.
True scale Marines.
True scale Marines.
Those are cool too, but those are technically different. The movie Marine rules are I'm pretty sure that's what they called them, and they were in a White Dwarf like by that term. So you could probably Google it and find it. I'll even try.
That'd be fun.
I do remember when they added special characters like the Imperial Marine in 7th edition. And I think he was like 100 points to add to a squad, but he was just like, oh yeah, anything he points his gun at is just dead, pick it up.
Yeah.
Movie Marines.
Yeah, they were fun to play with. I just pulled up a little bit here.
Ooh,
and as
here
you
it
can
is.
see, we got for just a standard Space Marines, it's 170 points, weapon skill, ballistic skill 5, strength, toughness 6, 2 wounds, initiative 5, 3 attacks. Those are pretty old rules. So lots of you 10th edition guys are like, what the fuck did half of you say there? But they were fun. Yeah. Even the rhinos aren't front value 13 for those who remember armor values. Like
Hateful.
Yeah.
I don't think I would play someone if they brought this. If they brought this without telling me. If they told me this was coming, I'd be cool.
I love that though. It's Space Marine dude.
Yeah. It said just Space Marine dude. But you're playing it as like get your friend that's got the Tyranids.
Yeah.
And you're popping down 10 of these against just thousands and thousands of points.
If it's my friend and I know this is coming, I don't have a problem. But if I'm going to a store for a pickup game with someone and they bring this out, I'm like, I'm not playing that. Good.
Right,
no.
like, and they do like, well, it's in White Dwarf, so I don't know.
I didn't get a warning. I'm not playing that. I need prep time emotionally to deal with stuff like that.
Yeah.
Games Workshop official. It's like the people that are like, oh yeah, let's have a casual game, and they bring 3 big knights and custodies. It's like, yeah, this is so casual, dude. I'm glad we're doing this right now.
Real fun.
I think that happened. Something close happened to me last time I played at a game store 40K. It was like, okay, let's play a casual game. And I was playing my Iron Hands, and they showed up with 3 Riptides. I'm like, okay, that's
that's hateful.
Riptides. Fuck.
Triptides are back too, baby. They just won a grand tournament somewhere.
I didn't even realize they left.
Oh yeah. Oh, they had a hiatus, but they're back and they are gorgeous.
Jeez. Well, shall we get into the lovely sound of a bolter? I'm so glad that you assigned me this paragraph, Mark. Like truly, like I'm very excited about this.
Yeah, after you read, I need to hear you try to actually make a bolter sound.
I was just about to say it.
Okay, everybody's gonna do. Once we're done, we'll all each do our bolter sound. Okay.
I hope you put a lot of hard words in here for him.
We'll see.
Just
Let's
the word
out.
gauntleted over
Yeah,
and
just
over.
Dude, no one else has said that word that I've noticed, so I feel picked on.
I'm gonna throw it in randomly just for me to say it, so I can just whip it out for you.
Yeah.
All right. A gauntleted bolter's voice is I tried to throw it in again, but here we go. A bolter's voice is a brutal hymn of war, an ear-splitting sacred thunderclap that tears through the air like the wrath of a furious god. The first sound is the violent bark of the ignition charge, a sharp metallic crack that shudders in the chest. A heartbeat later comes the roaring snarl of the rocket-propelled bolt as it streaks from the barrel, a ripping furnace-hot scream that echoes. This is going to be so funny at the end. Oh, God. A heartbeat later comes the roaring snarl of the rocket-propelled bolt as it streaks from the barrel, a ripping furnace-hot scream that echoes off steel and stone. Then, in the distance, the final note, the wet concussive. I'm going to say it again because it's so good. Then, in the distance, the final note, the wet concussive detonation as the mass-reactive warhead erupts inside its target. A sickening blast that bends and blends bone-splintering force with the hollow thump of ruptured flesh. To hear a bolter fire is to hear judgment delivered. Heavy, sacred, and unbearably final.
That was like 50 Shades of Bolter there. Ooh.
It really was. That
Sweaty over here. Yeah. See,
God.
Hang on. I gotta take this off really quick.
Yeah. Oof.
Oh.
Unbearably
Bolter's heavy breathing.
All
All right,
well, let's hear
so-
some bolter sounds.
What it sounds like.
Yeah.
It just sounds because it sounds like Slayer. That's what it fucking sounds.
Yes. Yeah. All the squads just like firing the hymnal of chaos.
No. Okay. So if we're really gonna do this, I'm gonna do mine, and then you guys can do your thing. So
I mean, you can do yours. I don't know that I have one.
oh god. All right. I'm gonna try.
I have two.
You have two.
I have
Oh,
two.
God. All right.
But he can do my extra one.
Yeah, I'll do Christians.
All right. I'm gonna grab some metal objects real quick. Let me see. Okay. Here we go. That's clinking, right? So that'll be like the click. Okay.
Yeah.
So it'll be like Die Xenos Phil.
From words of hate to splatter of gore, you got it all in that sound.
You know what it sounds like? Victory.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
So my two options. Here was option one. That was totally me.
Yeah.
And then the other one is I didn't know this, but Taylor Swift has a song called "The Bolter." That was the first thing that popped up when I was looking for this. So this
Great
might be
song, but probably not it. Yeah.
I don't know. That might be what a bolter sounds like.
Maybe that's like a Sisters of Battle bolter. I don't know. Hard to say. We haven't done that episode.
Is
True.
Taylor Swift super into 40K? We don't know.
We don't know.
Maybe.
Her and Henry Cavill
Maybe.
playing every weekend. We don't know. We're not there.
I will now dream
Probably.
of this.
Oh man.
Travis
That's it.
Kelce just has to watch in the corner.
Saint Swiftestein.
Mhm. Yeah, the sound alone has got to be ear rupturing. Like one of these, and your ears are gone.
Yeah. Like if you haven't actually heard an official bolter sound, go Google it. Like there's Warhammer Plus TV has all these cool bolter sounds and stuff that
Sweet.
they officially have now. So if you really want to know what it sounds like and not just what Taylor Swift thinks it sounds like.
Your views are going to go up now because you mentioned the Queen.
Ah, nice.
We're trending.
We're trending. It's not good, but we're trending.
Yikes. All right. So to talk a little bit more about the bolter types, although the bolter is the Adeptus Astartes weapon of choice for Firstborn Space Marine tactical squads, it is by no means the only bolt weapon in the Astartes arsenal. As well as the variants of the standard bolter, there are many different bolt weapons intended for different tactical needs. There's the regular bolt gun, which is revered as the bolter. It's the sanctified war iron of the Adeptus Astartes and Adeptus Sororitas. Again, it's a .75 caliber engine of annihilation. It hurls its blessed payload like a fist-sized micro grenade. A brutal ignition charge casts the round forth, after which the rocket-driven bolt howls towards its prey before detonating deep within flesh or armor. Forged by the skilled hands of Space Marine and Mechanicus artisans, each bolter is a weighty, unyielding weapon whose recoil would shatter an ordinary mortal. To Astartes and Sororitas alike, the bolter is a sacred conduit of the Emperor's wrath.
Okay.
So that was the regular bolt gun. Then we also have the smaller version, the bolt pistol, the sidearm. The bolt pistol is the compact, brutal sibling of the revered bolter, a sacred sidearm forged for warriors who kill at arm's reach. Assault Marines favor it, pairing its explosive bark with the hungry teeth of a chainsword, while commissars and elite Imperial officers brandish it as a symbol of absolute authority. Beyond the Astartes, such weapons are rare relics of power, wrought only in sanctified forges upon Mars or the hallowed worlds of the Space Marines. Their advanced machine spirits demand constant rites, their ammunition costly and severe, leaving only the wealthy or exalted able to claim them. Many become treasured heirlooms, passed through noble lines, etched with holy script and honored crests.
Yeah, fucking cool. You can just see if you're watching the video, all the decorated bolt pistols, like they're covered in filigree or like purity seals or just
Emperor's
nice.
children moaning.
Yeah, that's how Jack sings the Emperor children.
That is what a bolter sounds like to me.
Did you
Yikes.
there was a guy
Chaos or not.
for having his airsoft AK that went ew, ew, ew,
Oh,
ew,
God.
every time he fired it. So that's what I'm picturing. Emperor is just ew, 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 ew.
Fuck.
Every time you say that, it just gets me a little more excited.
Oh my
Ew,
God.
ew.
Nani.
Up next, we have the combi bolter. The storm bolter is a double-barreled version of the standard bolt gun. As it is designed for brutal assault and consumes more ammunition than a normal bolter, it is normally utilized by Space Marines attired in standard patterns of power armor. However, they are standard issue for Space Marine Terminators and often serve as the Imperial's tank pintle-mounted weapon. Like bolters, Astra Militarum veterans and officers rarely can be seen carrying a storm bolter. The Sisters of Battle will also sometimes designate a member of their squad to carry a storm bolter as a special weapon due to the weapon's high munitions capacity or consumption. The lack of manual dexterity in Terminator armor, most storm bolters are fed from large box magazines carrying approximately 60 to 100 bolts, depending on the size and style of magazine. When the weapon is used without Terminator armor, it is usually more a conventional magazine containing 60 bolts, which, given the double barrels and firing mechanism, gives the wielder approximately 30 shots before the magazine has to be replaced. A storm bolter's bolts are identical to those fired from bolt pistols and standard bolters. Before the storm bolter was created by the tech priests of the Adeptus Mechanicus after the Horus Heresy, Terminators were often equipped with special combi weapons, which were essentially two bolters fused together. The combi bolters were capable of higher rate of fire than the storm bolter when at short range, but without a synchronization firing mount, were less effective at longer range. As the storm bolter was one of the few perfections of pre-existing technology the Imperium achieved after the Horus Heresy, storm bolters have replaced combi bolters in Imperial armories, while Heretic Astartes generally still use the original twin-link combi bolters instead. So combi bolters and storm bolters are pretty much the same, but just kind of one's like a prototype version. But they're they originally stacked bolters side by side, but then they kind of actually made it.
I always thought that the combi bolters were supposed to be the combi weapons, but they didn't have anything else, so they just put another bolter on it.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah, like maybe depending on the style and the pattern. Like if you're looking at this picture, this one's clearly like double bolter.
For that one, they take the one half of it off, and then they put a melted gun they put that on the side of it. They just hook it up to the side.
Yeah, like that's how the Chaos ones kind of work in the Chaos Terminator kits, where they come in this two piece. Yeah. So you can kind of do that. But
and I think that's how they work with the Heresy Terminators too.
Cool.
I kind of think about it like toast, like the bread toast. It's like I want to meet that handsome motherfucker that was like, cook it again. How can we make this gun better? Two of them.
Cook it again. Fuck. Oh my God.
Cool. Well, where do we hold such a thing? On your wrist. Wrist mounted. Let's chat about it. So, a wrist mounted bolter is a compact, brutal integration of bolt technology into an Astartes warplate. Sacred engineering that turns the warrior's very limb into a weapon. Embedded into gauntlet housings or underslung bracers, these systems allow a Space Marine to fire mass-reactive rounds while keeping both hands free for blades, shields, or heavier ordnance. Though smaller and more temperamental than full-size guns, their presence ensures that even an unoccupied Astartes remains a walking engine of death. So when you guys think this, it's pretty typical. You see it in like Grey Knights. Grey Knights is kind of the big one that you see. They're wrist mounted, all that. You see them in some Terminator models too, I believe. Like even mostly like
characters.
Yeah,
was thinking,
chaplains and
yeah, I was
stuff.
gonna say, is it Tigurius that has the wrist mounted? I think there's an Ultramarines character that I've seen before that,
That
has the wrist
sounds-
mounted.
Yeah.
Like Calgar has his two.
Calgar,
the
that's
Oh,
what it is.
Calgar's
Ultramar,
definitely.
That's what I'm
yeah.
thinking. It was Calgar. Yep.
Fucking
Yeah.
dual wielding.
He's more like Terminator and like the Mark 10,
Yeah.
like heavy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's going back to Terminator, baby.
Is he?
Yeah.
Librarians,
Heck
Terminator
yeah.
librarians. Yeah. So, anyways, when you think
Clunker.
There he is. Yep.
Yeah, that one, third one at the top is his
Yep.
new, and I guess the one you're hanging out, that's his new.
Yep.
He's back in Terminator armor.
Didn't he just get a new model like 3 years ago?
He got a new model when 8th came out in the Gravis armor.
Okay.
Whenever Gravis
As well
armor
as
came
Gravis.
out, yeah,
Yeah.
he got Gravis one.
The
And
evolution of
Yeah, now they're rolling it back into Terminator armor because Terminators are back.
that's hilarious. I love that
Calgar's
comparison
not
of like
even
who's
Calgar.
got new models, like 4 Calgar models, same Abaddon.
Took it again.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I know everyone hates on the Ultramarines for all the characters they get, but it is really funny to me. I don't know if you guys have seen the quality control issues the Wardens of Ultramar have. They have massive mold lines that are
Oh, really?
just the most disgusting. Like it's easily as thick as a knife, just shooting right off of the sides of these
Oh.
things. And they're all in inconvenient places. I know it's mean, but it just makes me giggle because I'm like, that's what you get for all your characters.
Yeah.
You know who would
Quality
never do
control.
that to us? Chris. He
Christian.
would never do
He-
that to us.
I was thinking it. I was thinking
That's
it.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He would never.
I was gonna say, you know what doesn't have mold lines?
Yeah.
3D printing.
Whoa.
Okay, cruising along. Hurricane bolters. Hurricane bolters are a sanctified array of 6 coaxial bolt guns, a stormforged battery of holy fire, often mounted in paired sponsons along the. Shut your fucking mouth, Logan. I know you were
Gauntleted.
giggling. I know. I know.
Spawn
Swanson.
son.
Oh man, Ron Swanson. Mounted in paired sponsons along the flanks of Land Raider. So again, we got the image up here. Boom. You got all them connected and linked on a Land Raider. Most iconically upon the Crusader pattern. Only a few exalted war engines are known to bear such an overwhelming bolt fury. The Crusader variant itself, the Storm Raven gunship, the Ironclad dreadnought, and select Centurion warsuits built to carry the sacred burden of mass reactive devastation. On the Land Raider Crusader, these twin sponson mountain bolt storms serve to amplify the might of the vehicle's assault cannons and multi-melta, drowning the foe in a relentless barrage of consecrated armor shredding fire. Let me ask you guys ever field one of these?
Fuck yeah,
does.
man.
Really?
Not with that variation, but when I played Iron Hands, yeah, I used every dreadnought that I can get my hands on. I loved them.
Yeah, like if you're dropping like a Crusader back in the day, man, you were pumping out 24 bolt gun shots at
Wow.
12 inches. And like that was rowdy back in the day. Like
That's what I was going to ask, is how many
When heavy
shots
bolters
you
were
getting,
good.
But
yeah, like if you're in that 12-inch range, 2 shots per gun and there's 12
Yeah, rapid
guns.
fire.
So
I think
man.
it's 18 now. Let me look really quick.
That's
Yeah,
interesting.
'cause they old hammered basically all of the dreadnoughts. Isn't there still one? Is it the Venerable that's left?
Yes. There's one box not left, and I think it is the
Box
Venerable.
not, yeah.
So the Hurricane bolters, it has 2. It has 6 attacks, so 12 total, 3 up, strength 4, no AP damage. But their rapid fire is 6, so if you're within 12 of it, you're getting 24 shots, and they're
Yeah.
twin linked, so you're re-rolling those wounds.
Yeah.
Gross.
Fun.
I'm glad
Yeah,
they made
they're
them good
nasty.
again though, because I feel like 8th edition, 9th edition, like heavy bolters were like, I could pick off some gaunts.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Horde armies are starting to come back again too, so I bet we might start seeing.
Gross. MSU, gross. Well, all right. I mean, talking about like heavy bolters, the heavy bolter is a brutal engine of sanctified fire support. Unlike its smaller kin, it hurls far larger death-wrought shells and is fielded by all but the Imperium's most impoverished defenders, such as backwater PDF forces. Its punishing rate of fire, extended reach, rugged construction, and blessed tolerance for rough handling while gauntleted make it a mainstay of Imperial armor, fortress lines, and war machines, where it serves as a thunderous anti-infantry reaper. Heavy bolters function differently from lesser bolt weapons. Instead of a physical firing pin striking a shell, a sacred electronic pulse awakens each massive projectile in the firing chamber. An electric motor drives the ammunition feed, replacing the gas cycling systems found in standard bolters. Exhaust gases are used only to fuel the machine spirit's power draw. The first shot is charged by racking the weapon's heavy slide. These rites allow the heavy bolter to unleash a torrent of shells at a pace utterly impossible for a standard bolter or pistol. Because of its immense mass, Astra Militarum crews operate the heavy bolter as a 2-soldier weapons team, typically mounting it upon a tripod. A single Space Marine, swollen with the strength of gene-wrought muscle and powered plate, can bear both weapon and ammunition alone, firing it from a braced stance with ease. I thought the same thing, Court. I'm like, oh man, he's swole.
When you read that, I was like, oh wow.
I saw you like, oh, dip down.
It was so good.
Even unarmored Space Marine scouts can wield the heavy bolter in this fashion. The Sisters of Battle, fortified by their own power armor, likewise carry the weapon as a badge of holy fury. In the hands of heavy infantry, the weapon is held two-handed and fired from the hip, its ammunition belt feeding from a backpack shrine of steel. Aiming is achieved through a helm-linked HUD or HUD and a consecrated laser sight set above the barrel. Among the hive slums, where its merciless roar has torn through countless gang wars, it is known by grim names Backbreaker and Bruiser, and worse whispered epithets from those who survived its iron wrath.
Yeah. The heavy bolter, like the firstborn Devastator heavy bolter Marines, they're one of the most iconic things. They're one of my favorite things in 40K. You get that ammo belt, like,
yep.
Yeah, man, like.
I remember when I bought my long fangs back in the day, it was like you had your last cannon, you had your heavy bolter, the heavy flamer, and the heavy bolter looked so badass. Like as like a 15-year-old kid, I was like, now that's the shit. And it has that huge backpack on it and whatnot.
My first game in
the
6th
old
edition,
one, but it was rad. Yeah.
My first game in 6th edition, those were my heroes because I put them on top of a ruin. That's where I learned to do it to you, Christian. And I just shot as many Tyranids as I could see.
Yep.
Yeah. Classic, man. That guy looks mean.
And now they don't have long fangs. That's not even a thing anymore. It's a bummer.
Really? Did they not just come out? Oh, I guess long fangs are not the scouts. Yeah, long fangs are devastators.
No,
really? No more long fangs. They all died.
I'm sure they're gonna re-release all of these unique units because, like, I'm also like sorely missing the librarian dreadnought from my Blood Angels. I am so sad they got rid of it.
Yeah, that image right there, Mark. That's sick. But yeah, they even mentioned the long fangs in the codex, and they're not in the codex.
But wasn't
no rules?
Weren't long fangs just your version of Devastators? Like you didn't have Devastator? Yeah. So you technically still have them. They just have the normal name.
But
just take a Sharpie,
cool name,
write it out.
Yeah, just call them.
These guys had literally long fangs because they were so old.
Is that true?
Yeah, that was the whole thing. Is like they were the oldest of the Space Marine, like or Space Wolf. Like
so it's kind of like their
standard
veterans.
Infantry. It's their veterans that are Devastator squads. Yeah,
they're veteran Devastators.
Interesting.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
Yeah, like they also have other veterans that go to like the scouts. Which are like very different than how normal scouts operate. I forget what their scouts are called, but yeah, they're fun.
Paw Patrol.
Oh, that was the best. You were so fucking quick on that too.
It came to me. I'm like, I gotta say it.
So good.
You always have the best name for like units and armies, like Tin Mittens. Would have never thought about it.
What the?
I forgot about Tin Mittens.
The Iron Hands, the Tin
Mittens. I'm so good at it. I forget this stuff.
Man,
that's so
you're making a lot of little boys cry right now.
I have the emo army. You can't hurt me.
He does that off the podcast.
He'll hurt himself.
Yeah, I do it off the pod. I don't care. I'm just funny inherently. I'm sorry.
There he
The
is.
Space Marine scopes, they look
Yeah.
sweet. Even if the heavy bolter doesn't have the ammo feed and just has a magazine, still fucking tight. The way you hold it, like all of it, 10 out of 10.
It's so rad because that looks so. That just like gets you going as like a machismo. Like when I started playing 40K, I was like 15 or 16. I saw the scouts, and you're like, holy shit, this dude's like got his bare arm, like, and he's fucking hefting. Just this hulking weapon, man.
Scouts
It's rad.
Yeah.
You know, another model that has a lot of heavy bolters that I like is the Sisters of Battle Castigator.
Oh,
It has heavy bolter in the middle out of the chassis, 2 heavy bolters on the side, and then the turret on the top. So it's like, 3 heavy bolters. And then if you run 3 of them, you've got 9 heavy bolters just in your tanks. It's
sick.
so hot.
Yeah.
Fun. Cool.
I love that model.
Well, so those are like the main like types of bolt guns, and then you can break all that down further into different patterns. Like you can have 50 different heavy bolter patterns. They have a whole bunch if you want to go on Let's Canum, your scroll for days. There was like the old Forge World Imperial Armoury books, and they were so cool for like all these kind of side pictures and different bolter marks and all that kind of stuff. So if you have any Imperial Armor books, go flick through there too, and you'll see a bunch of cool artwork. But yeah, let's talk about different patterns. Across the burning ages, the bolter has been reforged and reborn countless times. Hundreds of patterns have risen from the forges, yet only a few have ever dared to alter its holy killing rite in any radical way. Every sanctioned variant bears the same brutal soul, though each pattern carries its own hardened augmentations to refine the weapon's divine purpose. For the firstborn Astartes, the reigning standard remains the .75 caliber Mark 5B Godwin pattern, an iconic relic of wrath and the Emperor's enduring judgment. Up next, we have I'm just Googling it here. Well, that won't work. Bolter,
that guy
This
right
is the
there.
second picture. Yep, it's definitely the second.
Yeah, that's it. That's
That's
what the bolter looks like.
So the first pattern we'll talk about, I love this one. It's the Artifacts. The Artifacts pattern bolter stands as a brutal relic of sanctified war, armed with auger lenses and Carabidis selector. Okay. They could have just said an ammo selector, but whatever. They had to be gay. And the gene-locked grip. Its iron spirit answers only its sworn wielder. Such heavy-duty might is favored within the solemn brotherhood of the Grim Death Watch. Yeah, it's the kind of iconic Death Watch gun with you get these different little chambers on the side for more bolt rounds popping out.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be caseless. We don't know.
We don't know. And then we have the Hesh pattern, and it's another Death Watch variant. The Death Watch uses the Hesh pattern bolt gun since M36. This weapon was originally designed by Magnus Crimbury Jamis of Adeptus Mechanicus in recognition of the Death Watch's service. Yeah, Crimbury Jamis. Okay.
Crimbury Jamis.
The bolters of this pattern are now more compact than the other weapons of its type and show exceptional craftsmanship. Due to its smaller size, they are well suited for fighting in confined spaces, and they are also favored by vehicle crews by certain assault marines. The bolter incorporates an integral folding stock, motion predictor, and prey sense sight. Yeah, so that's a cool gun too.
That's interesting. I like that there's a little bit more specialized. Obviously, Death Watch need more specialized weaponry, but the idea that it's something that's well suited for like close quarters, small confined spaces and stuff. I think that
reminds me of like a PS90 almost. Like
that's a word. I don't know.
It's the PS90 is that really short SMG that's about this long.
Oh, Stargate. Yeah, like you said.
Yeah, Stargate.
Yeah. Cool.
Has one of the most pathetic rounds known to man.
Expensive though. Fucking expensive.
It is
round.
expensive.
Yeah.
And like they'll go through soft armor, but it's going to take the whole mag to dispatch the target. So it's kind of not a great choice.
That's also Halo 2.
Yeah. It looks very Halo.
Kind of it. I'm this isn't the show. I'm going to go into the history of the P90.
Oh, here we go.
No, I'm not. Not right now. I'm going to go into the history of the Godwin bolter. The pattern favored by most Space Marines is the Astartes Mark 5B Godwin, a sanctified engine of destruction. The Godwin pattern bolter bears its own round tally and locks with a brutal, sinister dexter mechanism, feeding from a curved 30-shot magazine built for unrelenting war. I don't know why I struggle with that word. It unleashes the consecrated 75 caliber bolt, its diameter piercer, what is that word? Deuterium heart, and mass-reactive core detonating with gauntleted holy ferocity. Commonly discharged in 4-round martyring bursts. Other sacred mechanisms include gene-wrought palm sensors and a helm-linked targeter that communicates with Astartes autosenses for unwavering accuracy. The weapon may also be burdened with rites of enhancement, such as the revered M40 targeting array. Other Godwin patterns endure, such as the Mark IIIA, still borne by the Dark Angels, shout out, and the Minotaurs fielded the Godwin Ultima War arms in the Babdab War. Their exact form is unknown, while the Exorcists also carry Godwin Ultima bolters that into that brutal crucible. Man, I got tongue-tied on that one. Sorry, guys.
Good job on Gauntleted, though.
Oh, did I get it?
4 times the charm. On
totally
that
got
one.
it.
Wow. Yeah, all my brain power apparently went to those words because I couldn't read consecrated anymore, but I got gauntleted that time.
I'm curious what the significance of the word Godwin is, because GW is pretty good with like throwing in little nods, historical references and stuff. And I'm sure you're on it now, Logan, if you wouldn't mind, like if there's any significance there, just because it's such an important piece of Space Marine lore. Like I would be shocked if it's just a throwaway word.
It's a character in Elden Ring.
Probably not it, but okay.
It's the guy's name, Godwin. I'm not going to try to say his last name. And Astartes dang it, an Adeptus Astartes character from Hubris and longtime associate of Inquisitor Gregory Eisenhorn.
Okay, so it's their own thing, but I was like, they can't.
Well, no, hold on.
There. Oh, what do you got?
So in Old English, Godwin is a masculine name meaning friend of God or good friend. So that's fucking tight for like your bolter. It's like just, the friend.
It's just
of
making
the
friends. No, don't run. I'm just making friends.
Let me tell you about my best friend. Chunk, chunk.
Yeah.
Let me just pull out the old friend maker.
Yeah, friend maker, baby.
The friend maker.
Wow.
Cool.
That's what I usually call my whirlwinds.
See, when I saw Godwin, I thought of Goldwyn Mayer, like MGM, but I don't think that's it.
When we said Hesh earlier, I was thinking Hesh from The Sopranos, and I could not get that out of my head.
Never saw a single episode. Bro. I know, I need to. I hear very good things.
The Gabagool.
Gabagool.
Weirdly, I don't know why, Christian, but the amount of times I've heard you say the word Gabagool is probably more than most humans have said it in their life. I don't know why.
I probably shouldn't say this, but it's I won't say how it's spelled, but that's my license plate. I have a license plate that says Gabagool.
Is that why? Okay. Because I remember when we moved you into your new place, I feel like I said something about that. You're like, oh yeah, it's the Gabagool.
My Gabagool.
All right, that's funny.
Fuzz says this about the Godwin pattern. Literally, say hello to my little friend.
Yeah.
Is it little though? Or is it just my friend? Court, you do not to see. I mean, it's a good show. I'm not going to say like, oh, it's must-watch television. It's really good.
Life's long. You can watch a lot of television, so just get after it. You know.
I hear it's good.
It is good.
All right.
It's not going to change. I mean, I'm sure everyone's seen the spoilers of how it ended, and that kind of shook a lot of stuff up. But in watching, now we're on a side tangent. In watching it, it made sense knowing what was going to happen. But I can understand people being mad. Yeah, you did. I can understand people being mad at the time because I watched it. I'm like, oh wow, it really just did. That was it. Okay.
Right.
Crazy choice.
Okay. Phobos, let's do it. The Phobos pattern bolter, formerly named the Phobos R/017 or R017 pattern, is bound to the ancient Mark II Crusade warplate and stands as one of the most venerable holy engines carried by the Adeptus Astartes. Forged to hurl a brutal 70 caliber bolt rather than the later 75 charge, it bore an autosense calibrator and a hardened Technos self-mending circuit. These Phobos pattern relics were hand-wrought at the Imperium's dawning and shed blood as early as the final unification wars. In the shadowed age of the Dark Imperium, they are revered as sacred heirlooms, with some still wielded by the relentless Carcharodon Astra. Ooh, cool. So the Carcharodons are digging this thing. Okay. The Tigris or Tigris. The Tigris pattern bolter, once unearthed in the iron choke depths of Forge World Tigris or Tigris, had its sacred STC lore spread across the Imperium on the eve of the heresy. Or if those who celebrate, Heresy Eve.
Stupid.
Harrismas Eve.
Happy Harrismas.
Very hairy.
That maybe we should do that. We should just like as Lorehammer, that's our holiday is Harrismas, and then you wake up to find out if you are pure or if you're a heretic. And if you're a heretic, you don't get shit, and if you're pure, you get presents.
Yeah,
we got you.
Either way, though, you have to shave your head. Yeah. Either way, you're shaving.
Dude, right. I'm not letting this main go. Are you kidding me?
The Horus Harrismas. Yes, Buzz, thank you.
Oh, we got you your favorite thing, disappointment.
Yeah. But I have disappointment at home.
Quick, check your stocking. What's in there? Daddy issues? Yay!
That's so good. All right. Where did we leave off? The heresy, the eve of the heresy.
Harrismas.
Harrismas. Forged to spit a punishing 60 caliber round instead of the modern 75 charge, it became a brutal mainstay among the traitor legions when the Galactic War ignited. Though Tigris itself is long fallen to ruin, the consecrated bolters that bear its name no longer wrought yet never forgotten, still thunder in the grinding wars of the 41st millennium. Sweet.
Iron within.
Yep.
Iron without.
There you go.
10 within, 10 without.
I don't play Iron Hams. Iron Hams anymore.
I forgot the Tin Mittens thing. That's making me so happy. That's stuck.
Yeah, that was a little blurb. I jump all over. All right. So we also have the Ultra pattern. So it's the Mark II Ultra pattern. Bears the Dark Eye Night Scope, a grim augury lens that cuts through shadow with predatory clarity. The Mark IV Ultra pattern wields a rugged 25-round magazine and carries hallowed features: its sacred ammo tally ruin slate, its helm-linked targeting spirit, and its gene-locked palm seal, all forged to serve only the rightful Astartes who unleashes its wrath. The Godwin Ultima, there it is. Mark II Ultra. Oh, okay.
Looks very similar to the Godwin, but I guess it's got
a scope.
It has a scope.
Different.
Yeah.
It's got a Pringles can on top.
Yeah. Delicious.
Then there's also the Ultra pattern. So I'm sorry, the Umber pattern. The Umber pattern Vulcan surged into battle during the twilight of the Great Crusade, forged in vast, relentless numbers by the Siege of Terra and revered by the Sons of Horus. By the 41st millennium, its austere form was sanctified anew in the hands of the Sisters of Silence. A harsher variant, the Umbra Ferox, was hammered out en masse by chapter tech marines to feed the brutal demands of the heresy. Its frame enhanced with a cyber-optical targeting sacrament bound to the auto-senses and often blessed with a long-range sight. Enhance. Most Feroxes bore a heavier box magazine in place of the Umbra's curved feed. And this severe battle pure pattern became the consecrated standard of the Legion Seekers.
Cool.
I like that pattern, just the way it looks. It's just pleasing to me.
It has enough ammo in it. You got your scope going.
You can have a chainsaw at the end of it.
It looks a lot like the it looks a lot like the standard issue bolt guns for like what you would see in like 30K or Heresy miniatures, except instead of like a magazine, it has a drum magazine.
Yeah.
And a scope.
Cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, so those were kind of my favorite that had like a very distinct look. There's a whole bunch if you really want to go look. Like I said, go check on Lexicanum or go to those Imperial armor books and you'll find just all types of different bolters. But those are kind of the big primary ones you're going to see. We have minis for them and all that kind of stuff. So let's move forward now to the main kit and caboodle that makes fucking bolters so special. Yeah, they look cool. Yeah, they got scopes, but it's the bolter ammunition types that just makes this weapon so brutal and so useful. I got a quote here. Bullets or las bolts, it doesn't really matter at the practical level. Both kill well enough in their right hands. But for me, the bullet is more than a mere munition. It is an ancient thing. It is an echo of every bullet ever fired, every death dealt out by the hand of man since the beginning. You hear a bullet thunder, you hear the sound of humanity's bloody history made real. And that is from the Remembrancer, Eldon Tackley, The Viscera of War, a memoir. The most common bolter cartridge is the .75 caliber explosive tipped mass reactive bolt. However, Space Marines use a variety of other munitions, each tailored for specific needs. The tech priests of the Adeptus Mechanicus have developed many types of bolter ammunition over the millennia. The most common types are, as we're going to get into. I do like this. Like you can like maybe around like 5th edition, we got Stern Guard veterans and they had 4 types of special issue ammunition. But nowadays, like it seems like you can just make your own bolt ammunition. You're like, I need a special type of bolt. My guys specialize in shooting underwater, so let's come up with an underwater bolt. Like you can really get creative with what type of bolt you're up to. We'll start with the standard bolt. The standard bolt comprises of the following components: outer casing, propellant base, main charge, mass reactive, detonator cap, depleted deuterium core, diamantium tip. The standard bolter shell is standardized at .75 caliber, where the heavy bolter rounds are larger at 1 caliber.
Boom. Casing. Says it right there.
Casing, right?
It's casing. It's not casing.
It does.
Eric, it always pissed me off because he's like, yeah, these things shoot little nuclear warheads on there because they say stuff like mass reactive or warhead, but they're not nuclear, and he fucking pissed me off. But
I think
I imagine it closer to like an HE round, something like that.
That sounds right. I think we've talked about it before, but when I first got into the hobby, I got told a lot of wrong lore information. So as I've grown and learned things, I'm like, oh no, wait, that wasn't right. And one of the things I was told is these are mini nukes that they fire out of their guns.
Oh
yeah. I think it came from that like mass reactive where some people like just retarded, so they don't.
Bolter's Pizza.
Bolter's Pizza. Hold up.
Okay.
Hold up.
Okay.
Can I get a pizza with 9mm bullets?
We're going.
You got 2 pizza fiends on here. You can't just show that and not expect us to want to see it.
Bolters. Annihilate your hunger. Boom.
I'm in.
That sounds
how
like
much
a
money
Nirvana
do you
song.
need for this startup? I'm in.
That's got to be a Nirvana song, right?
Everybody's chanting while they're putting the pizza in the oven. The pizza, okay.
Pepperoni.
Each pizza handcrafted. This is the Godwin Mark pizza.
Yeah. Oh, guys, did we just start a restaurant? I think
did.
so.
Sorry, Mark, you're gonna have to come up here to work it though, because we're all in Arizona, and
That's
logistically,
fine.
it's just easier.
No, that's fine. I'll become your guys' sexy hostess. I'll make it happen.
This is our Panama boy. He's here to help.
I'm down with this idea. Like, I know how to make pizza. I've worked at a lot of pizza places. I'm originally from the East Coast, so
Some might say you have a pizza tattoo.
I know my exposure is so high, and I am so pasty white that I'm like glowing in this camera. But yes, I have a pizza tattoo, a pizza teardrop tattooed on my face.
He's also
I heard the pizza.
That's so
No
fucking
joke.
funny. I wondered what that was.
I was so hoping you would have brought it up by now, and I figured like Mark probably has no idea what's on his face.
Yeah, like you could see it. Is it a smudge of dirt? No, it's a pizza teardrop.
Yeah. I murdered the pizza.
Fucking hell, man. I love it.
Chuck E. Cheese, you're next.
Also, for visual, for everybody who can see him, he's also lying. He glows like that in real life. He's just such a bright personality. It just shines in the room.
Oh, you don't mean that.
I do. How dare you? How dare you?
Dude, why don't wait. Okay, so bolters, we're gonna have this pizza place. We will annihilate your hunger and the competition. So we'll have Chuck E. Cheese. Chuck E. Cheese will be like the Skaven rat. Okay. And then we'll have Papa John's, but he's like Papa Nurgle.
Okay.
And it said, okay. And then Pizza Hut. There's something there. I don't know it yet.
I feel like
but we'll
Pizza
get
Hut would
there.
be corn and Domino's would be Zinch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
You know
Domino's
the classic Pizza Hut roof with the red and the tin. You know, you toss some corn, world eater bunny ears off the side of that roof, man. We got,
Little Caesars has a dude in a toga. We can make that Slanesh.
I was gonna say that could be kind of Slaneshi vibes, but
They-
I feel like
Little
that
Caesars.
pizza's shit enough where no one's really enjoying it. That
But
Slanesh would never touch
It is hot and it is ready.
It is.
No,
And
Oh yeah.
they out pizzaed the Hut. They dethroned
Yeah.
Pizza Hut as the pizza champion for the NFL. So
tight.
Okay.
all the
There it
British
is.
listeners are like, what are they talking about?
Listen, we're talking about American food. It's fucking delicious.
Yeah, this has been
Buzz
taken over
says-
by three
Buzz
American
says
dudes.
Pizza Hut is Tao.
Pizza Hut is I see it. Not mad about it. All right, but pretending we're on topic.
Yeah.
Asphyx shells. These bolts were created by, of course, they were the Thousand Sons during the Great Crusade, originally as a simple projectile ammunition to use against Psychonium on Prospero. These psychic reactive toxic shells were used in their elite units. However, they were difficult to mass produce and thus their deployment was limited. Another one, anti-phasic shells. These bolts are utilized by the Death Watch kill teams. These precious bolts were developed using unknown technology to help prevent Necrons from phasing out and returning to their tomb complexes for repair and reconstruction. In this way, Imperial forces can ensure even their undying foes stay dead.
Okay, that makes more sense now. When I first saw that, I thought you were trying to pronounce anti-phallic, and I was like, "They're shooting dicks." But-
I saw
anti-phasing, so it's anti-phasing technology.
yes. I kind of sold it as phase stick. I think I said phase stick.
I wasn't sure, but now it makes sense. That's kind of cool.
It. You're a pervert. I sold it. Bane bolts of Erexia. That was right after calling you a pervert, we're going to Erexia.
Yeah, we are.
Oh man.
Couldn't have timed it better. These bolts are also used by the Death Watch exclusively on perverts. Next one. These bolts are used by the Death Watch. The relic Bane bolts were they are Bane bolts of Erexia. I got so distracted by the name. These relic Bane bolts were created by it's supposed to be Magister Erexia, who spent her entire life in search of the perfect bolt shell. She spent decades working with the Death Watch, and some of Erexia's finest gauntleted creations are still exhibit. Housed within ammunition chips cased in platinum. Whatever the nature of the foe, just one of Archmagister's Bane bolts, when delivered to center mass, can slay its target in a second.
It's the
Listen, I'm
41st
telling
millennium.
you-
How dare you assume my gender?
God bless you.
How dare you assume my bolter
Oh
type?
my
Come
God.
on.
Oh, dude. Oh, that was.
It all started with Orexia.
It did.
Good.
The other one, like, oh, I thought you were going to say phallic. I'm like, no, I'm not going to say phallic. All right, erotica.
Let me tell you about this tech priest.
Oh.
Yeah, let me tell you, tech priestess, sir.
Yeah.
Sir.
All right.
Oh man! All right.
Oh, that was so funny.
Oh. Dude,
Your
that
turn,
one
Court.
hurt. Yeah, I know. I had surgery 2 weeks ago, and
God.
that hurt my face. Just to laugh that much. It was so worth it, though.
I'm
Well,
sorry.
it was
I'll try
so
to be
good.
less funny for you.
You can't.
I know.
It's just it's so natural.
It oozes.
Oh god. All right, Bane Strike bolts. These bolts are mysterious shells believed to have been developed in secret by the Alpha Legion during the Great Crusade. Their sole purpose seems to have been to breach the ceramite power armor of Space Marines. It was used openly for the first time at the drop site massacre. There was a slight moment of silence there for that, where they proved devastating. The ammo was also infamously used by the Sons of Horus in various sizes. Known weapons that the Sons of Horus used the ammo in, including the modified Bane Strike Fusillade bolt, Fusillade bolt pistols, and Bane Strike bolt cannons. So this was the fuck you Space Marine version of the bolt. The Black Vault bolts, or the BVBs.
No.
I just was going to go for that. You shut me down right away. These bolts are among. So I read. We're going to go there. I don't care. I read this as, so this literally says these bolts are among the rarest forms. I first almost read it as these bolts are among the racist forms.
Oh, it gets better.
I can't.
Oh my god.
Nope. And I was like, dear
on a
God,
podcast
this is
for white
horrible.
guys, that's the
Oh
angle.
my
you
God,
gotta
I'm
take with
so
it.
sorry. That's not what I just thought, oh God, it's terrible. All right.
Warhammer Legal does not condone Court's actions here today.
Oh my Jesus. All right. We're just losing it here with all the gauntleted shit. Okay. These bolts are amongst the rarest forms of special issue ammunition available to Deathwatch. These bolts are handed out, a few each, to warriors sent in investigative missions, lest they encounter a foe with their usual war gear cannot best. So what the fuck does it do? Like, it doesn't really say what it does. It's just special.
It's Black Label.
I guess. But they're like, I could see them lining up like the Deathwatch, and then the Tech Marine's just like, and one for you, and one for you. But what does it do?
Those are the actual mini nukes. I don't know.
Maybe. All right. Blood shard shells. Oof. Don't want that in your cereal. These bolts are ammunition used by the Blood Angels for their Angelus bolt guns. Its payload of razor filament is very effective against most armors. Yeah, I would bet, in most flesh. Man.
I looked at that word and I would have said Anguillus. I don't know why, but I thought that was Anguillus.
Oh, just some Anguilluses.
Yeah.
Angelus.
Fuzz asked, maybe the Black Vault bolts are made of Blackstone, perhaps, but I doubt it. If they're, wouldn't you call it Blackstone bolt? Like, why not?
I don't know.
But all right.
Did you see Fuzz's question directly to you, Court?
No, sorry.
Did you get surgery so you can get more teeth in your mouth?
They literally just put more teeth in my mouth.
No, did they put more?
It was reverse pulling. They just pushed more teeth in my mouth. No, thank you for asking though. More seriously, I actually had sinus surgery because I could never breathe out of my right side of my nose, really. And so they fixed my deviated septum, reduced my turbinates by like burning away a bunch of shit. I had bone spurs and stuff, and they cleared out a bunch of stuff. I will post in the Discord. I'll post in our Patreon member only Discord part, or maybe the general. I don't know. But you'll see funny pictures of me with like a bandage on my face, like thumbs upping at the game table because my nose is just constantly bleeding at that moment.
I feel like the
Oh,
people should have to
so-
pay to see your face that way.
Okay, then we'll put it in the Patreon only one. So
For $5 a month, you too could see Court's beat up face.
yeah. Woo.
Right. And for $10, you can beat it up yourself.
Sure.
Why not?
Why not?
For 15, Christian and I will hold him for you.
You guys
He's
would do that
tall.
for free.
True, but he's tall. It's gonna take
Yeah, I'm
some
gonna need
effort
a
to get
step
up.
stool.
Yeah.
No, we're
That's
gonna hold
one
his
thing, Court.
arms. We just hold
Every
his
time
arms.
that we talk face to face, Court is like, I'm literally like,
Yeah,
Yep.
he's
uh-huh.
I try
I'm
to
a little
stand on the
guy.
opposite side of the table from him, so I don't have to be like, "Hey, what are you doing up there?"
What are you talking about? We're usually on the same side of the table holding each other playing a game.
Also true.
Yeah.
Also
There's
true.
only one way to play Warhammer with the boys, and that's usually naked and holding each other close.
Wait, there are other
That's
ways
how
to
we did in
play?
the garage. I don't know, but
There you go.
With the door open for the neighbors to see.
yeah. Hey, you want to come play? We're just about to start a new round. Fuck.
Oh man, there are so many types of bolt rounds. Which brings us to our next one is Derek Venant. Sorry if I butchered that. Derek Venant shells. These bolts are used by the Death Watch. They have so many different kinds of rounds. Oh my goodness. The shells were developed by survivors from Fort Velocia. They contain a cyclic temporal core found to disrupt the Necron's reanimation long enough for their remains to vanish entirely. Okay, that's probably one of the most useful rounds I've found so far. That we've talked about so far, I think.
Yeah,
pretty good.
Necrons are annoying. So are the people that play them.
Sorry.
Court. Oh, you too? Both of you? You both suck.
Yeah,
It's funny.
We love Necrons.
I know we keep getting sidetracked. My display case, I one of them I call the Generation of Skeletons because like I have my Tomb Kings for Warhammer Fantasy, I had my Ossiarch Bone Reapers for Age of Sigmar, and then I have my Necrons for 40k. So it's just generations of undead.
So you've got a type, is what I'm hearing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
goth skeletons with daddy issues.
Yes. Yes.
Aren't we all? Aren't we all?
All right, so that brings us to our next one: Dragonfire bolts. These bolts are hollow-shelled bolts that are issued for use by Sternguard veterans and explode with a gout of superheated gas that can eliminate the value of cover for enemy troops. Any targets struck receive full damage even when partially protected by cover. So no invulnerable saves. All right.
No.
There's executioner rounds. These bolts are used only in the Mark III Shrike pattern bolt sniper rifle. Executioner rounds are sophisticated, self-guiding missiles slaved to a miniaturized cogitator that can seek their target behind cover, even changing direction mid-flight with tiny bursts of ballistic propellant. My goodness.
I can tell you right now,
No, that's
in
crazy.
8th edition, when they introduced the snipers, I was an absolute.
Oh
mess with
yeah,
Raven
the
Guard of those.
eliminators.
Yeah, because
they were
they also
so broken.
They were broke. They were disgusting because they could kill characters whenever they wanted to with mortal wounds and devastating wounds or whatever it was at the time. And because of Raven Guard's chapter ability and their camo cloak, they had like a 0 save. So it was like, if you're not shooting me with AP3, I don't care.
This is also the only bolter that has a stock. Let's just we
Yes.
have not talked about that at all this episode. There's not a single fucking stock on a bolter unless you're using these rounds.
I like the Remington 700 that's just right there with all the 40k stuff.
Yeah. All right. The next bolt we'll go into is the Great Gate Breaker bolts. These bolts are bolter rounds, which were originally designed to aid Imperial fists in blasting open the reinforced doors of enemy-held bunkers. These bolt rounds contain an unstable reservoir of hyper-dense liquid feldrite. Upon hitting the target, this substance catapults forward within its canister and solidifies, adding battering ram force and the Land Raider's worth of unexpected weight to the impact of the shell. Cool. Breachers. Instead of like breaching doors and slapping C4 on the side, you just pop it with your bolter. Fucking tight. We got gas-powered rounds. These bolts are propelled only by the gas expelled from the barrel. They lack the secondary rocket ignition. They are substantially more quiet than standard bolt rounds. As a result, they are used for stealth operations. Haywire bolts. These bolts are used by Iron Hands. They contain refined cores from Medusa's electroconductive sagittalium and are guided by the machine spirit. These bolter rounds detonate with crackling blasts of that exercise hostile machine spirits and burn out enemy circuitry. Cool.
Ooh, that's a cool one. I like that one a lot.
It's almost like an EMP bolt, almost.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe.
I like that mechanically it's just an EMP bolt because 40K, they have to tie the religious stuff into it. So it's like the machine spirit is in this and it's going to get rid of the bad machine spirits.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. All right. Let's talk about some Hellfire stuff. I've got 3 different things that have hell in their name. First is the Hellfire rounds, the bolts that have devastating results on organic matter as their rounds are developed to combat Tyranids, as all rounds should be. The core and tip are replaced with a vial of mutagenic acid with thousands of needles that fire into the target upon shattering of the vial, pumping the acid into the target. Heavy bolters can also be equipped with large caliber versions known as Hellfire shells, which are carried by scouts. That's cool. Then we have Hellfrost bolts. These bolts are used exclusively by the Space Furries chapter. Hellfrost bolts are bolts that are tipped with Hellfrost warheads. In battle, this is the word he wrote. This is not me being funny. These glittering bolts impart their freezing payload as they explode deep in the flesh of their victim. Few enemies can survive both the destructive force of a detonating bolt shell and the frigid blast of shattering Glimmerfrost gauntleted crystals that tip each Hellfrost bolt.
I don't know. Sounds kind of gay.
No.
Forever.
And if it is, sign me up because I don't care. That's awesome.
Yeah, they're shooting
awesome.
the glittering shells at each other and sniffing each other's butts. It's just like, come on,
Yeah,
Space Wolf, you're better than this.
You said that sentence and I heard glittering, load, explode.
I'm so into it.
So into it.
I play Blood Angels, so I can't really talk.
Well, so I think I've mentioned this before, but when I first got into Warhammer, it was also when Twilight stuff was going on. So Team Edward, Team Jacob were huge. And everyone was trying to convince me that the Blood Angels and Space Wolves, if you picked which team, that was which one you were voting for in the movie. Oh, it was so crazy. It was
100% accurate, too.
It is. It's so true.
Yeah.
So true. All right. Then we have Hell Fury bolts. These bolts are anti-Tyranid bolter rounds that are okay. I wanted to read the rest of that before I kept going.
Yep.
I was like, wait, are you messing with me?
Do a safe read first.
Yeah, hang on. All right, so chat will understand why I did that. These bolts are anti-Tyranid bolter rounds that are impregnated with reservoirs of bioreactive acids that burn living targets from the inside out, used by the Ultramarines. There had to have been a better way for somebody to write that.
I assure you, I tried writing it 15 different ways, and that was the best one I could do for you.
You just wanted to hear me say impregnated.
Yeah, I'm like the only way I could have made it better is if I added gauntleted in there somewhere, but it just...
They are impregnated with reservoirs of gauntleted bioreactive acids.
Yeah. Infused, filled. Yep. Fuzz says filled with. Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy replacement. All right. Hell Spears. These bolts are used by the Death Watch. These bolts are sheathed in a prescribed material and can pierce the hellish defenses of any entity hiding behind the warp's corrupting power. Hypergrowth bolts.
The doctors of the 41st millennium.
If your bolter stays hot for more than 4 hours, your archmagos.
I was going to say, these are little blue bolts with the V on them. These bolts are used by the creations of bile, contain toxins that cause victims to explode in eruptions of swollen flesh. Yep.
We weren't that far off.
Oh, so this visually. So remember in the movie Blade, here we go. We're going to double nerd. In the movie Blade, when he hits the serum into Deacon Frost a ton of times and he just explodes, like he jacks himself up on all these it's like syringes of like a bunch of, I don't know if it's blood or stuff, but yeah, he like kicks them into his skin and things. He like blows up because he just like swells immensely. Yeah, it's his death. Deacon Frost's death, maybe. I don't know.
Blows up.
Yeah, there it is. There it is.
Yep.
Yep.
I remember that.
Yep. Yeah,
Perfect.
it's kind of like that.
Yeah.
Cool. Hyperfrag rounds. These bolts are used only in the Mark III Shrike bolt pattern bolt sniper rifle used by Eliminator squads. Hyperfrag rounds detonate in a shower of shrapnel, sending out a cloud of lacerating shards that devastates closely packed infantry.
They never
Very cool.
once worked for me on the tabletop.
No.
No, they pissed me off because on paper they sound really good. Then I rolled for them. I'm like, this is bad.
Skill issue.
It was
Skill issue, yeah.
100%
Don't blame the bolt, blame the user.
true.
And that brings us to our next round, the inertial fusion bolts. These bolts are used by the Death Watch. These bolts cause a series of micro vacuum wells to collapse on detonation. Like a crushing fist, they violently implode and cause horrendous gaping craters in whatever the bolts penetrate. We have Inferno bolts. These bolts are designed to immolate their targets and destroy them with superheated chemical fire. The deuterium core is replaced with an oxyphosphorus gel known as promethium. It should be noted that the Chaos Space Marine Thousand Sons have their own similarly named but unrelated type of Inferno bolts, which are actually psychically bound slugs that release arcane energies. These slugs explode with sorcerer's energies upon impact. And then we also have the Dragonfire bolts. These bolts are similar to Inferno bolts, but contain superheated gas instead of promethium. They are effective against enemies hidden behind cover as the superheated pocket of gas expands and immolates the foe even as they hide.
It is fun that we get a bunch of different bolts that will like not only do different things, but like they've tried to do some bolts that do ignore cover. Like I think this is the second one that is like designed to ignore cover. So different people are coming up with different ways to do it.
Yeah.
We also have the Corvidari bolts. These bolts are utilized by the Raven Guard. They are etched with raven feathered charms and sport an abnormally long range. The bolts are packed with extra propellant for superior range and accuracy. Each bolt also houses a minute hypersensitive targeting and flight correction relay, allowing the marksman accuracy even against heavily obscured targets.
The Raven Guard bolt would be hypersensitive.
Yes.
Cracker penetrator rounds, or Kraken bolts. These bolts are powerful armor-piercing rounds. The deuterium core is replaced by a solid adamantium core and uses a heavier main charge. Upon impact, the outer casing peels away, and the high-velocity adamantium needle accelerates into the victim. With a larger detonator propels shards of super-hardened metal further into the wound. These are effective against heavily armored infantry. And then we also got the Metal Storm frag shells. This is another anti-cover one. These bolts are best against maybe it's not. These bolts are best against multiple lightly armored targets. They detonate before impact and spray shrapnel, shredding their victims. A proximity detonator replaces the mass-reactive cap, and the diamantium tip and deuterium core are replaced with an increased charge and fragmentation casing. They are similar to flak rounds and are used against clusters of enemies. Pretty cool. You can also shoot it over a wall and have it explode down on people.
Not sure if it's the same, but it does sound very much also like the Iron Warriors. They use shrapnel rounds that explode just before impact to cause more like flesh devastation than like armor devastation. Very cool.
We also have Morbidus bolts. These bolts are silent projectiles that are relics of Vanguard spearhead formations. They are a perfection of the specialist gauntleted shells used by Reaver operatives behind enemy lines. When fired, Morbidus bolts streak unseen and unearily through the weak spots in a foe's armor. They then shatter and dispense potent toxins that slay their targets instantly and silently. A spent Morbidus's shell's final act is to expel a gaseous hallucinogen that renders the silent victim doubly horrific to their shocked allies. That's pretty cool. We also have Mortis bolts. These bolts are used only in the Mark III Shrike pattern bolt sniper rifle. Mortis bolts spew self-replicating mutagen toxins into the flesh of the target. Didn't we read that already? Something similar.
Yeah.
All right. Then we also have Nemesis bolts. They are bolts empowered through the invocation of the true names of demons and carved spells of seeking. Each of these precious rounds are used by the Grey Knights and veer unearily towards the intended target. That's
Cool.
freaky.
Ooh.
You're just like looking at a guy. What's your name, Jim?
Well, it's kind of interesting because, like, in a lot of religions and stuff like that, especially when you talk about demons, is basically their only weakness is to know what their name is and say the demon's name.
Yeah.
So that's really cool that they did that.
So if you shoot them with their name, then it's like, yeah, no, we got it.
That's we did it,
we got
Mr.
it.
President. We got him.
We got it.
Osama bin Laden is dead.
Oh,
Cool.
man.
Null bolts. These bolts are used by the Grey Knights and fire anti-warp shards. Odysseus bolts. These bolts are bolts by These bolts are bolts by which are psychically impregnated. There it is again. Psychically infused, fired into large objects. Then the distinctive signature of the bolt can then be tracked through the warp by an astropath. Ooh,
That's cool.
that
Court,
is really cool.
Where do bolts come from?
When a space marine daddy
Uh-huh.
and
Adeptus Astartes' mommy.
oh my god. Oh my god. This is really, I would love to know like a short story, just like a blurb about why and when to use an Odysseus bolt. Like, as you're tracking it through the warp, like, are you you're like targeting something, so you're marking a target and hoping.
Yeah, it's not meant to kill, right?
I wouldn't think so.
The only thing I can think of, I'm sure there's plenty, but the first thing I guess I think of is my Astrocrota Space Marines would love these, where, you know, the crotalids, they jump into the warp when they get too hostile. So you could, you know, hit them with one of these and then track to where they actually end up going.
Yeah. I was gonna say there's also, I don't know about all of the Chaos Legions, but like I know the Iron Warriors now live in the warp. So like maybe just hitting like, you know, a gunship and just seeing where, you know, where it goes.
Yeah, I guess. Like, and even if you know where that planet is, like, this would be so useful if you're trying to track something through the warp. It's constantly changing and fluctuating. Like, so yeah, there's uses.
Yeah, cool. Let's see. Psi cannon bolts. These bolts are used by the Inquisition, primarily the Ordo Malleus and Grey Knights. They are very similar in nature to the rounds fired by their namesake, the Psi cannon, and are similarly used against psychic and demonic targets. Of all the rounds, these are the most expensive, as each and every bolt is inscribed with runes on a microscopic level. Other sources say that they contain an anti-psychic substance that still others claim is a byproduct of the Emperor's Golden Throne. Okay, that makes more sense of why they're really expensive. But the psychic nature of these rounds are not only effective at destroying demonic targets, but also highly efficient at piercing the powerful barriers created by force field generators, such as the Tau shield generator and the Imperium's own Iron Halo and Storm Shield.
Pretty crazy little thing there we gotta wonder what they're scraping off the Emperor there. We use the word impregnate a lot, so I'm just like, well, how do they make these bolts?
The 41st millennium still has microplastics. Here we are.
Yeah.
That's how we got here, baby.
Which brings us to the Quake bolts. These bolts are crafted individually by a Magos. Each bolt contains a warhead that emits a pulsed shockwave. Reclusium blessed bolts. These bolts are sanctified Astartes munitions, anointed with the chapter Reclusium, personally blessed by a chaplain who intones litanies of hatred and faith, ensuring each detonating shell delivers explosive death bound with the Emperor's judgment. Scorpius bolts. These bolts were used during the Great Crusade and Horus Heresy eras. Scorpius bolts were individually handcrafted by the Tech Marines of a Space Marine Legion's Armoury. These specialized shells utilized a 2-stage warhead, which contained a micro-guidance system and a needle-like sabot dart that vaporizes when striking an armored target, providing enhanced armor penetration effects. Scorpius bolts were rare and temperamental munitions, which were hand-loaded into a bolt gun for firing.
Cool. Now we have the Seeker bolts. These unique bolts are handcrafted bolts created by the Chaplain Boreas of the Dark Angels chapter. Each bolt contains a miniaturized cogitator that detects the infrared heat signature of a target and then steers the bolt unearily towards it. Stalker silenced shells. These bolts are rounds with low sound signatures meant for covert fighting and used in conjunction with the M40 targeting system and the extended barrel and stock on a bolter to produce sniping weapon system. A solidified mercury slug replaces the mass-reactive warhead for lethality at subsonic projectile speed. A gas cartridge also replaces both the propellant base and the main charge for silent firing. Cool. Stasis shells. These bolts, upon detonation, these shells momentarily freeze time, and they're used by the Unforgiven. Though that's a crazy thing, all of a sudden, like time freezing bolts, and I wonder like if like it explodes and then it creates like a little pocket, like a 5-foot little bubble pocket of slow time. Like, have you guys heard anything about these things?
No, it's just one sentence given to such a cool idea. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But maybe it's
So-
like it just creates a rift and it just momentarily, like for a split second, just kind of freezes things.
Without more on the station shells there, I wonder, Court, you might know, a lot of Necrons, especially the Cryomancers. I think it was the Cryomancers.
Chronomancers.
That's what it is. The Chronomancers can bend and manipulate time in that way. So I wonder if that has... I know the Imperium doesn't talk a lot about it, but I know they like to borrow, technology from other worlds. So I wonder if it has anything to do with that.
Yeah. I would say to round it out, like if you wanted to give more kind of fluff and lore to this, like this sounds very Death Watchy as well. Like, hey, we got this cool Xenos tech from Necrons. We killed a Chronomancer, so it feels kind of Death Watchy. You know what I mean?
I can see that.
Yeah. Yeah, good
It's
call.
just creepy to think about. You could just get shot and just
freeze in time.
yeah. All right. Continuing on, we have Stormwrath bolts. These acid-etched bolts contain a secret alchemated propellant formula, and their explosive cores are laced with fulgurite that strikes like caged lightning within the target, used by the White Scars. That sounds right. It's kind of cool. Tempest bolts. These bolts incorporate a teeny tiny plasma shock generator that emit electromagnetic and thermal radiation when the shells detonate. Produced only on Mars, Tempest shells are noted as particularly effective against machines and mechanical targets. And then we have thermic penetrator rounds. Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. These bolts are used by the Death Watch. These bolts are supplemented by thematic acceleration and released at hypervelocities that results in near instant hits. And for our dear audio listeners, our podcast host, he thinks he's really funny because I watched him add the notes when he realized this was going to be me. Or guaranteed impregnation.
Nope, not what it says.
Nope.
No,
Oh, no! This is gauntleted! Oh, he got me! Still got me.
Gauntleted.
I always scroll down to where I'm going to read because I want to make sure I'm ready for it. And I just see the purple from Mark pop up and I watch him typing something out. I'm like, oh, he's going to.
Hey, don't you blame me for this heresy. I spent my time writing notes. Yeah.
Dude, every time you've been selected to read, I've copied and pasted the word gauntleted somewhere in there.
I thought I saw it happen once, but I was like, oh, I didn't know. Oh, yeah, Marcus Pink, isn't he?
Yeah, so listeners, in our show notes, we're all sharing the Google Doc that Mark puts together, and it has our names in certain sections of who's supposed to read what. And so once you tripped over that word, I was like, oh, fuck yeah. That's such a cool word. And it was partially to make fun of you because I love you, and partially because this word is so rad that it could just go anywhere, and it
And-
did.
And
So I
yeah,
like just put it
I
wherever
kept going.
I
I'm like,
could.
why is this word here again? It doesn't make any sense.
That
and I'm
kid
like, why?
is back on the escalator again.
I'm like, why did Mark keep putting this exclusively in my words? I'm so
Great reference.
confused.
Great reference.
Oh
Is
no,
it Mallrats?
Yes, yeah.
Yes,
that
thank you.
That kid is back on the escalator. But I had to. I was like, all right, where are we going to put this? And then the penetrator rounds, perfect. Gauntleted
yeah.
impregnation.
As soon as I got to penetrate around, I'm like, oh, I know why he did this now. But I gotcha.
Fuzz is dropping some knowledge in the chats there too. We were talking about. I don't know if I've heard more sci-fi jargon in one episode, except maybe Mechanicus, and then he looked up deuterium, and apparently that's just made from diamonds.
No,
fulgurite.
Diamond.
Diamantium, yeah.
Diamantium, yeah.
And fulgurite is like where lightning strikes sand and leaves glass tendrils from where the lightning is traveled.
Wow.
In 40k, it's a very similar thing, but fulgurite can also cause like demons' true death and stuff.
Cool.
Yeah.
Perhaps the most obvious round is the tranquilizer round. No shock at what it does. These bolts are a rare variety of bolt gun ammunition. Rare because everything wants to kill something, and this thing probably doesn't want to. As the name suggests, they are filled with a powerful tranquilizing agent in lieu of explosives. Silent when fired from a stalker bolter, a single shot is capable of incapacitating a full-grown orc. Issued 1 to a magazine, tranquilizer rounds saw service with Raven Guard forces, seconded to the Death Watch during the War of the Beasts in mid-M32. Logan, can you speak on that one at all?
I've literally never heard of these before.
Really?
I know. So I know the stalker bolter is something we use a lot, but I've never heard of the tranquilizer rounds.
Again, I'm a little curious. I would love to know in what instance. I'm sure we can come up with some, but like if there's a blurb or a little story about like why do it, you know, because you're doing this, I would assume, to question somebody. You're taking them aboard and you're questioning them.
I mean, Raven Guard is stealthy and they would kidnap someone to interrogate them.
Okay.
So I know it says capable of incapacitating a full-grown orc, but maybe they need to talk to a Chaos Space Marine about something.
Maybe.
So they just tap him and get him to go to sleep.
Okay.
Maybe that rebel's being real inconvenient, so you're going to hit him with that.
I was going to say, I think they need to be modified per target because you're shooting this at some sort of humanoid. It's going to die regardless.
They just throw it like a football if it's a normal person. You're just like,
well, he's not moving anymore.
yeah.
Here, I'll stun him with the trank gun. Just cave side of his head in, and he's unconscious.
You know what you could do? Just take a normal bolter round and just hit him on the head, and then it becomes a tranquilizer round.
There we go. Yeah.
Ooh, Fuzzy Ninja. Ordo Xenos wants to experiment on live samples.
Oh,
That makes probably the most sense. That's where I was thinking. I was like, because I always thought it was the Imperium's thing. Is like, don't ask questions. If it's not Imperium, kill it.
Yeah.
And just even questioning, like, should we, spare them is like an act of potential heresy.
Sure.
As well as, I mean, in terms of chaos, as even being exposed to it puts you at risk of, falling.
Yeah. That makes sense. All right. Well, quite the opposite then. Vengeance rounds. These bolts utilize unstable flux core technology for lethal penetrative power and are highly effective at anything up to and including power armor. The trade-off is that the rounds have a shorter range than standard bolts, and the flux core's unstable nature makes it hazardous for the firer, not unlike a plasma weapon. So there's a bit of a hazard test there. It does require 1.21 gigawatts as well.
You think the Space Marine, before he fires this, like he stops, he pulls out a six-sided dice, is like, no ones. Oh, I'm dead.
Vortex bolts. Yeah. Vortex bolts. These bolts were crafted long ago in forgotten times. These immensely rare rounds create miniature vortices within the target upon detonation. Such an event causes catastrophic damage to even the largest enemies, and psychers who miraculously survive are driven mad by the creatures of the warp that pour from the that pour from the tear in reality. Man,
Fucking crazy.
that sounds a little more chaosy.
Is that a portal gun?
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Is that a Rick and Morty reference?
Witch Seeker bolts. These bolts are used by the Black Templars. These consist of metal casings forged by the blades of the fallen battle brothers and blessed by ecclesiarchy priests. These bolts have an unnerving talent for finding their way into the heart of a psyker.
I think the sisters use those too.
It sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah, for
They're
sure.
Commodore bolt guns, I think.
Yeah, some Ordo Hereticus Inquisitors as well would probably use some of these.
Yeah, like Greyfax, I think would.
Yeah. Well, that was all of the different types of bolters. But like I said at the start of this little bolter rant, you can come up with a bolter ammunition type for anything you're into. So it's kind of a nice little way to create your own war gear. I was writing some World Eater lore, and I came up with a bolt called a Rite shot bolt. Rite is an RITE, and basically allows Khorne to gain the skulls and the blood and the favor from killing from ranged bolt weapons. You know, it's like etched with the brass symbol. It's a way to honor Khorne still.
That's
pretty
cool. Yeah.
Could you put it on an Exterminata shell and have a world leadership just nuke it from orbit?
Man, yeah, you could do anything you want. You can laser etch that shit anywhere. And in real life, if you want something laser etched, just go to Belly of the Brush, right?
Oh, that was a transition.
Oh, that was a good
Wow,
one. Thank you.
smooth.
Yeah, I do laser etching, laser cutting.
Yeah,
all that
man.
fun
You can do it to anything.
Not to anything. I don't have that power and capability yet.
But if you want the name of a specific demon on a shell case, he's
We
got
can
you.
do it.
Yeah. Now you're giving me ideas. I'm gonna have to like blowing myself up in the garage. Coming out looking like Doc Brown.
Fuck.
All right. So that should bring us to we've talked about a lot of different kinds of bolts. What do they go in? Bolter magazines. So obviously we have a straight magazine, straight version of the sickle magazine. It holds less ammunition, only 10 to 20 bolts, but it's easier to load in more intense situations. So kind of think what, like I want to say like an M14 versus like an AK.
Oh, I went full dumb. That's why I made a face there. I was like, why are you loading a magazine in the middle of a fight? Oh, it's a shorter mag for a faster reload. Never mind. I got there.
There we go. And then, as mentioned, the sickle magazine, which is the standard issue, seen on most bolter patterns. This shape is slightly curved for hide your thoughts pleasure. Take up less space.
Oh, no, it does not take up less space.
It carries about 20 to 30 bolts. So, I mean, I guess roughly half to, a third more. Drum magazines. They're a relatively rare sight in the 41st millennium. This is due to their unreliability. Drum magazines have an unfortunate tendency to jam. However, drums can carry up to 40, 60, or even 100 bolts, negating the needs to reload as often. Despite the frequent jamming, they still brook some favor with local Hive City gangs or planetary defense militia. They're also frequently seen on storm bolters or in brutal assaults, where running empty in a firefight can mean certain death.
That's really funny because the audio listeners can't see the pictures Mark has up, but he has a bunch of real life drum magazines, and everyone that he's just scrolled past is a known piece of crap that does not function well. So it bleeds in from real life into the hobby.
Then we got the Dupless X or the Dupless 10. This type of magazine is quite popular amongst local planetary law enforcement or Hive City gangs. It involves two standard sickle magazines which are attached together by some means, usually a band of cloth or tape, similar to the ready mags of ancient Terra. This means when the weapon has to be reloaded, the user can simply flip the magazines around and insert the loaded magazine. This type is rarely produced officially, usually being manufactured by those who utilize it. So I think somebody in chat had mentioned that before. Have you ever heard of duct taping two magazines together?
Yeah. That's what it is.
Exactly.
I thought it was going to be like the G36 monkey paw situation where you pull it out and then just shift it over to the side, but no, you have to flip it upside down.
Then, of course, we have the belt feed. Some troops forego using magazines at all, preferring to feed the bolts directly into the firing chamber using a linked belt. Because the belt is exposed to the elements, it is frequently clogging with dirt or dust. This can, like the drum magazine, lead to jamming, and is rarely used within the Imperium in the 41st millennium. However, it is very commonly used by Chaos Space Marines of the Ruinous Powers. Note that Space Marine heavy bolters have the ammunition belt protected by a tough, flexible feed chute to reduce the chance of jamming. There we go.
This
Just a normal. Yeah.
Which it's hard to tell, but it almost looks like there's still a magazine in that weapon.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah,
cool.
I was thinking while I was reading, I'm like, I feel like a lot of Chaos Space Marine stuff does that kind of.
Yeah,
that kind of
inefficient. Super inefficient.
But looks fucking cool. Look at this
Yeah,
guy.
I was gonna say.
Held bolts.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Well, that was all of the firstborn kind of war gear. Man, when we get into Primaris bolters, that's its whole other game. They came out with, I feel like they came out with 1,000 new different bolt gun types, and like their variants is like, this is a stalker bolt gun. I don't even know them all, man, but Primaris shit we'll deal with another day. And a real quick mention to other types of bolt weaponry. There's plenty of Imperial stuff as mentioned in this episode. Guardsmen Command, Custodes use bolt weaponry. Sisters of Battle, Sisters of Silence also use bolt guns. Mechanicus, not so much, although, you know, you'll find heavy bolters on Mechanicus stuff still, but I feel like you don't see as many bolt pistols or bolt guns, but heavy bolters for sure. And then the kin, the Abhuman brothers. Squat bolters designs share the same ancient human origins as the Imperial counterparts. However, they're superior products in every respect. So the kin make more reliable, better bolters than the Imperium. Cool. Yeah, that's a lot of bolter ammunition here. This was a long episode. Like I said at the start, who wants to talk about bolters for 2.5 hours? We did it. We fucking did it.
We did.
It's definitely
was a
cool
great time.
getting
I
into
learned a
the
lot.
rounds. Once you get into the bolt specific, like specific ammunition, that's when it gets really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, like I think my favorite was probably like that Vortex one is cool. The Time one is cool, or any like
Oh yeah, the
anti-phase
stasis
Necron stuff.
The stasis bolt was really cool.
I like the anti-phasing one that Logan mentioned. I thought that was cool because it's like it's almost one-upping a little, or at least directly stopping not immortals, but death marks.
Yeah.
Specifically death marks in Necrons.
I'm also picturing, because they're on a fuse when they fire them, I wonder if you could fire one, and if it's just in the proximity, like whatever's in it. I think Christian mentioned this. If you're within 5 feet of it, you just have to stop for a second. How terrifying that would be.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, let's wrap up this show. It's no need to linger too long here. Come check out Lorehammer Listen Lore podcast. If you have homebrew lore that you want to submit, you can email into lorehammerpodcast@gmail.com. And eventually I might read out your lore. But yeah, come check out the Lorehammer Listen Lore podcast.
Sweet. And we have a quick little edition of Court's Relic Corner here. So I picked up something that I've wanted for quite a little bit of time, and had, or at least my friend had this back when it was released. And we never played it. I know I'm teasing it right now, but we never played it. But I read through this just mostly for the lore when I was younger. This is Dark Heresy, the role-playing horror rule book.
Very nice.
Yes. Very cool. Found that I really got like a steal on this too. Like the guy was selling his buddy's entire collection of all the core, not just the core stuff, but like all the rule books for this. It was wild. So I remember this was really cool because it has so much cool art in it. And there's a ton of tables and stuff for like the role-playing stuff, but like there's a bunch of really cool like John Blanche style art. There's a bunch of cool like Wayne England art in here. And it gets into it gets into lore stuff. And this is released in 2008. So again, this is, you know, quite a bit of time ago
18.
where like,
yeah.
So
and that's like peak Warhammer era right there, though.
Man.
And like those Fantasy Flight game books, man, like peak.
Oh, it was awesome. This wasn't FFG though. This was Black Industries. And this was cool because like you could look up like the heavy bolter the plasma weapons and stuff, and it would tell you
Like
obviously just
schematics
like
and stuff.
like schematics, lore stats, or lore, and then like its stats for the game and stuff. But it was cool because you started learning about things that like, oh, I have no idea what this is because I don't see it on the tabletop, but here's more lore because it's something in an RPG. So very cool. If you can find it, Dark Heresy, it's rad. I've added it to my collection. Boom.
I could be wrong. Oh, go ahead. I could be wrong. I feel like I heard more recently that they were re-releasing Dark Heresy.
I heard something about that. I'm not sure. I don't know. I mean, shit. I could.
Fuzz,
I don't know
Fuzz
what
just
it would.
added in chat what they're doing.
Oh, Owlcat Games is working on a Dark Heresy computer game right now.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay. Cool. So not pen and paper or RPG, but probably something cool. Because I know that they've got Wrath and Glory right now.
Yeah.
I think they're pushing that for the Warhammer RPG.
I wish we could do like an RPG of like Dark Heresy or Death Watch or the Heretic one, but like they're just so rules heavy and stuff, which is fun if you're into that, but it's not podcast material.
No, it's dense as shit, man. Looking at this, it's really cool, but like, fuck that, man.
I'm not great at running like RPGs and stuff, but I have ran like it was just the starter box for Wrath and Glory. It's actually not that bad.
Yeah, Wrath and Glory is really nice, and like they have the dice pool in Wrath and Glory, which is fun. Like
I do like that. Yeah, that's cool.
And we were getting good feedback in the Discord about the Orc RPG we did. So
yeah, one day we'll do another one for sure.
Yeah, I love that.
That's all I'm saying.
Yes, sir.
Cool.
All right, what else we got? Hydra Thoughts, how you doing over there? How's your YouTube channel doing?
Oh, it's doing great. And as soon as
Gauntleted.
Yeah, it's gauntleted. I'm going through a gauntlet right now. I've tried to upload a video twice and it gets halfway through and then it bugs out on me for some reason. So I'm fighting it. There's going to be a video up hopefully tonight, maybe tomorrow, depending on what that is. But yeah, if you like cryptids, conspiracies, mysteries, come check me out. I'm having a great time.
Dude, we did like that cryptid. Sorry.
Oh, I was just telling before we started the show here, I was telling my fiance about your YouTube channel because she's like big into like the conspiracies,
cool.
Bigfoot cryptids, alien stuff like that. I'm like, you should really check this guy out.
Oh, cool. Thanks, buddy.
Of course.
Yeah, we did that cryptid bonus episode last week. It hasn't been released yet, but that was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. It was fun just kind of shooting the shit and just speculating, a little more than like we said on this episode, all these fancy science words where you're really getting technical.
Yeah, we were making up lore as we went in that one too. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, good episode. All right, and we got the Belly of the Brush. Tell us once again about your shop and how we can get a hold of you. And
absolutely. So again, I am sole owner and operator of Belly of the Brush. We are a 3D printing company. We also do laser etching. We do offer painting services. That's kind of hit or miss, but mostly 3D printing. Gaming miniatures, game companions, terrain. I have token organizers. If you have a board game and you could send me the dimensions, I will custom design an organizer for you. I've done it for my own. You can check out bellyofthebrush.com. That is my first party website. That is commercially licensed stuff. I don't design miniatures myself, but if you do have an STL, send it over. We could definitely get you a quote. And then if you don't want to reach me there, you can also email us at bellyofthebrush@gmail.com.
Do you ship like internationally and all that kind of stuff?
Absolutely. Shipping internationally is a little tough right now. Do I do it? Yes, absolutely. Everything, has a price. But if you're like, you're in Australia, expect for a box like this big to, spend upwards of, $40, $50, $60 for shipping.
Yeah. There might just be better ways to do it at that point.
Exactly. You might be able to find somebody else. And, that's part of the 3D printing is, networking. So like I would probably try to find somebody closer, but I do often ship to like Canada, Mexico, North America regions. Worldwide. If you are absolutely adamant about, nope, I want Belly of the Brush, I will ship it to you. We will figure out a way.
Yeah, that's that personal touch that I was talking about. He wants your money and he's gonna do his best to get it. So
absolutely.
It's the best shit, man. It is the best 3D printing I've used.
Yeah. If it doesn't work, how can I make it work?
Yeah, I've seen his process for the token organizers and stuff, and they are top quality
Oh yeah, we were
Gaming
talking about.
equipment.
I designed from the ground up. It was a like a tournament organizer for Trench Crusade.
Yeah.
That there was
Amazing.
a magnetic tray at the top that would hold your minis because it's smaller skirmish war game. And then you take off the lid and there's a spot for all of your dice, your tape measure. I did a bunch of custom tokens, magnetic wound trackers and stuff like that. I designed everything from the ground up.
Yeah, he did.
But if you say like, here's a skeleton and a face, I want you to design a miniature, not a chance. Sorry. I'm not artistic, I'm autistic.
He's a practical man, damn it.
You're a towel.
You're a towel.
There we go.
Well, I love it. Lorehammer has made a new friend in you, Christian. That's nice. You're welcome back anytime.
Absolutely. Let me know the next time. I'll be here.
Yeah, man, it was fun. It's always fun chatting with new people. So, all right, well, that's this show. The next, I guess we're doing a bunch of Astartes Armoury the next handful of episodes, from melee weapons to special weapons to heavy weapons. We're going to cover a bunch of different weapons, going through all the Primarchs and the Legions. We name drop all these cool war gear options, but it's fun to actually kind of solidify it a little bit more. So that's what we're up to next. Fucking look at that chainsword he's got on there.
Wow.
Ribbed for my pleasure, for sure.
Yeah. Wow, it's huge. That's cool.
Thank you. It's real.
And see, guys, if you pay $5 a month, you can watch Christian play with his sword live on camera.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Oh, yeah. That's fun. All right. Thanks,
Impregnation
everyone, for
gauntlets.
listening. We'll see you all in the next episode.
Cheers.
Later.
That's it.